Hey, hello. It's Archie Luxury on the Archie Luxury live stream. We're here today. We're doing the live stream. And I got to tell you there, it was sad news we had with Srao. And, I got the message 15 minutes before I started the stream, and I find that very, very difficult to process. Very difficult to process. But the good news is that it's the good news is that we've got the thoughts and the memories of Srao, and we've got the joy that he brought to us on the streams. Yes, it's tragic. It's very sad that he has gone, but we can learn a few things from the Srao. He enjoyed his watches. He was true to his goals and aspirations. He didn't always take the easy path. And that is a really good thing. That's a really good thing. We've got a super chat here. First super chat of the night. Rich Mitch, £2. Rest in peace, James Earl Jones. I'm not exactly James. Who is James Earl Jones? Oh, he was an American actor. Oh, I know him. Yes. Oh, he died. Iconic voice. James Earl Jones was an American actor known for his iconic voice, acting roles, and his theater work. He had a stutter. Wow. Okay. Very, very, very sad. Very sad as well. He had a good life. How long did he die? He was 93. Jesus, that's not bad. Okay, that's I tell you what we'll do. We've got another super chat here. Patek Philippe, AC3. You've immortalized Srao with a new dedicated emoji for him for our members. Now he will stay with the show until we sink to the depths of Atlantis. There we go. Indeed there. Okay, let's start the intro and let's get the show into top gear. Let's get the show into top gear. Where's the intro? What happened to the intros? What happened to our intros? I don't know where they've all gone. Where are they gone? No, it's not banners. Where's the intros gone? I had a whole stack of intros. Where are they gone? Just having a look here, guys. Just have a look. I don't know why someone's taken these away. Video clip. Oh, here they are. Here we go. Let's run an intro. Hi guys, it's Archie Luxury. Guys, I want to talk to you about David SW. Guys, if you are in America, if you are looking for a Rolex watch of your dreams, in fact, if you're looking for a contemporary modern wristwatch, I strongly advise you to look at David SW. Guys, don't play the dealer games. Don't bring in chocolates or Krispy Kremes for your dealer hoping to get a Rolex at retail. It's futile. Please, guys, save your dignity. Keep some pride. Go to David SW. I would highly recommend David SW, David SW. If you're in America and you're looking for a watch, go to David SW, David SW, David SW. That's right, guys. If you're looking for a watch in America or you want to sell a watch, I highly recommend David SW. Okay, let's have a look here and see what's happening today. We've got another super chat has just come in here. Patek Philippe, $5. Okay, please now sing or hum the intro you just played, along with the soft tempo lounge. No, don't play it or hum or sing. Thank you. Okay, guys. Let's have a look at today's topic. Buyer, seller, and YouTubers remorse. Hey. You tell me. You tell me how buyer's remorse, seller's remorse. I got to tell you, I'm actually the watch market itself there. It is pretty damn tough at the moment there. It is tough. I got a few watches in. I'd probably like to sell a few. I would really like to sell a few. And it's a tricky thing. Tricky dicky thing. They're not easy. It's not easy to sell this stuff. Selling watches is difficult because they don't give you high prices. Now, see, what happened is the supply and demand dynamics has all changed. So now you're going to get a shit sandwich. Ugh, it's awful. It is really awful. And I've got to be honest with you there. Let's have a look here. Let's see what we got. We got some great people to chat to tonight. We got great people. There's some very cool people. Let's see if we can get a few people on here. Mark Goldberg, he's been away for a little bit. He's been away. Hope you're holding up. It's hard to be a YouTube personality because people just take you for your channel personality as if you're not a real person with actual feelings. Happens to me. Some of those comments are brutal. You betch, man. I have the same thing happening all the time. Let's see if we can get Jay Anthony on. He's actually pretty damn good. I love the Jay Anthony. It's looking. Let's have a look here. Who else can I rattle out and see if they'll come on there? Hoff on Smash. Let's see if we can get him. And also our good friend, Mr. GMT. How is he going? I tell you what, that was a beautiful trip to Darwin. Mr. GMT made that show so fantastic. We have the Hoffmeister. How are you today, sir?
Hold on. You added me way too early. I was trying to get settled, but it's okay. Here we are.
Hey, great to see you there.
Likewise, buddy.
Hey, here we go. We got Patek Philippe here, $5. I love how you sent the link to the Marcelo Complaints Department WhatsApp group, our favorite dumping ground for all things propaganda. Thank you. Thank you indeed. Hoff, how you been, man?
Been busy. The end of the summer got really busy for me at the moment, so I haven't been able to jump on and keep up with everything.
Heading into autumn now? What season is it in America? In New York?
Yeah, it's fall's beginning. I mean, it's still technically summer. Am I too loud? Hold on.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I can hear you well.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's just, everything you kind of put off Labor Day now hits you, and have a bunch of work stuff I got to get some action on. So been a little focused on that stuff, and trying to catch the shows I caught last night at late night. Oh, what a heartbreaker. I think you did an amazing job giving Srao a very well-deserved send-off.
Yeah, look, the thing about Srao, actually, I had Liam, sorry, Lux was playing the video the first time Srao came on, and I got to tell you, that was amazing. It was amazing to see the first time Srao had come on, and it was actually he's a cool guy. He's very, very nice guy. He was all things that I love about the Archieverse there.
Yeah, an eccentric person, kind of very forthcoming, let you into his life, had cool things. Yeah,
he lived on a boat. Reference to Errol Flynn's boat. Srao Sales was the name of Errol Flynn's boat.
Oh, is that right? That's where his name came from?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Oh, I never knew that.
Sales. Yeah. Srao. Sorry, Errol Flynn was an Australian actor who, very famous in Hollywood, and I gotta say, he came on, and he just larger than life. Loved his. He chose his direction. He lived on a boat. He had some watches. We had many great chats, many great talks, and a lot of shtick. We did the concrete boats, which was actually was such a thing.
Yeah.
They decided to use concrete as a. I mean, the big problem with concrete vessels is they're fucking heavy, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to spend so much in actually keeping the bastard going because it's heavy. You need the engine, fuel, very fuel inefficient. But we had some great laughs, and he loved the watches. He was very much, he wasn't into fancy wancy Pateks, but he had some serious Rolex. He loved his bluesy. He loved so many cool watches he had there, and he loved the travel. And you just got to hand it to the guy. It's. I was shocked when I knew he was sick. I knew he was ill. Of course, yes, of course. But I thought we had so much more to.
Yeah,
I thought we had more time.
I know what you mean when you have a friend that's sick like that or a loved one. Even though you know how terminal they can be, it's just no matter when it happens, it's always too far. Too soon.
Exactly. We got another super chat here. Patek Philippe, $5. The bluesy connects you to Srao and blue shirt. Yeah. I got to say, that is a very good point. It does connect me. Blue shirt Buddha, he was another guy who I got a lot of respect for. Just a love. He was never jealous. He never wanted more.
No, and it was nice. Curly talks about a lot about the hazing committee, when you first enter the Archieverse. And I always thought Blue Shirt was like the antithesis of that. He was the guy that would always welcome you in the chat. I think he was the first one that ever knew my name and would say hi to me when I logged in, or when I would watch Tim Masso's show on Monday. He was always in the chat there, and such a good-hearted dude.
He was very, very good guy, and I find it really sad. I find it really sad that he has actually, it's gone this way.
Listen, he went out on his terms. Got to give him that he bought that Mercedes, that C63. And really got to, get some driving in and stuff. I love to hear stuff like that because that's something he probably always wanted, and at least he had the chance to live that piece up while before he passed.
Yeah. And I went to visit him, and he was, I visited him, and I didn't. You know, he seemed he was Sirocco. He spoke, and he was such a. And I was hoping we'd have more time with him, to be honest with you. But hey, it is what it is, and you
Aren't
just
you glad
gotta.
you went and got that cheeseburger for him?
Yes, the multiple cheeseburgers I did with
Yes,
him. And
you got to
he
have a
was a bit.
Hungry Jack's in his memory.
Yeah, he was a bit shitty. He. I remember I
Well,
was
I
in
don't blame him.
Sydney.
I was in the chat during this. He wanted a cheeseburger, and you went and got like a chicken patty or something with
Yes.
no cheese.
Yes, he was. No, we rectified that. He was also a bit critical on my road trip. I just wasn't feeling it. He goes, "Get out of the room, Arch! Get out of the room!" And he was right. He was right. I just look. I've had my own mental health things myself. I don't know what it is, Huff. It's sometimes I paint myself into corners. You know, I think the big problem with this hobby is these watches are so fucking expensive. I think you know, I really I think the big problem is with this hobby, they're so fucking expensive. They're not cheap little things. They're expensive. And it's gut wrenching, okay? Like I'm contemplating, should I sell my world time at the moment? And part of me says, Paul, you love your world time. Just keep it. Fucking calm down. The things will get better. Just. But then again, another part of me says, fuck, you don't have the cash reserves you had before. You felt so much. I was so much more peaceful when I had some cash reserves. Okay. And the problem is, you can say, well, my watches are my cash reserves. Yeah, the market's gone shit. You know what I mean? The market has gone shit. Okay.
But that's why if you really don't need to sell, probably not the best time too. Or maybe you can work something out with your collector friend.
Yeah. I just saying, you know, I just find myself with the watches themselves there. When you need to sell them, the fucking market is garbage. Look at Mikey. Mikey got burned like that.
But did he? He seemed like he was loving that Porsche.
Yeah, but he got out. He bought at the peak and sold it. Oh, that's fucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, he got the car he wanted. And listen, you could sit there and cry. I mean, I've had things that you buy during the high when they're super hype, and then you want to sell them, and maybe they're not as in favor as they once were. And, you know, you take the haircut and try to not look back. At least he got a great deal on a car he always wanted.
Yeah, fair point. We got another super chat. Patek Philippe, $5. Can you tell us how terribly serious you were at the onset of the Society for Thin Dress Watches? Look, it was just an idea. I did it as a bit of shtick. I actually did like these watches because I was used to a smaller size. And I remember I was actually working for this. I was doing IT work for this Catholic high school. And it was so hot. Summer was so hot. The classrooms were all locked up. You go inside. Fuck, it was awful. And I found this Vacheron, which I bought. And I was so chuffed with it. Chuffed.
Chuffed to bits. Chuffed to bits.
And I got it. I liked it, but I got to tell you something. After watches now that I buy, I only buy big size things. I've gone complete opposite, complete counteractive. And I got to tell you, I enjoy the bigger sizes. I like the bigger sizes. You know, and I also really like chronographs. Chronographs I find are really handy to have. But
do you like letting them run forever just to have a seconds hand going, like that center seconds?
I do. I
find myself doing that a lot too with my AP.
But you're supposed to only do that on a column wheel chronograph.
Yep.
Because otherwise it can wear.
Yeah. Luckily, we have column wheel chronographs.
The Breguet's not column wheel.
Oh no,
I thought it was. Not column wheel.
I know the Speedy is
column wheel, and the JLC is column wheel. It's we got another super chat here. We got Patek Philippe. So how serious? Look, it was a bit of a joke, and I think I actually have come full circle.
Okay.
I've come full circle. We got a Patek Philippe super chat, $5. Serdy Danny has put in an offer via the chat for your 5130G. He said £8,000. Fuck. That's it.
For which watch?
That's the world time. Fuck. That's crazy.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Hey, Jay Anthony, how are you, sir?
Coming fresh off of work, so refreshed to see you. How are you guys doing?
How you doing, Jay Anthony?
I think we've met. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I've been a big fan. I haven't been a chance to be on the panel when you are, but was introduced to you via your first appearance here and sub to your channel.
Now, do you see it? I just moved these pictures for the simple reason you notice this cabinet, the two blue metal cabinets.
Oh.
They are from IKEA.
Very nice.
And you know who else has that cabinet? Hodinkee.
I'm sure they're multiple in cost.
Only for the best.
Exactly. They should have the Hodinkee version,
Special edition.
Now, Hoff is also a car person.
I see ER in the chat saying her wrench is gone.
What?
So just wanted to call that up.
Hey, we'll fix that
I would
up.
confirm that's the real ER, but that sounds crazy.
That is crazy. Let's have a look here. I'm just having a look myself. Oh no, she's got the wrench back. Wrench is back. Actually, just double check.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt.
She's got a managing wrench. Already, someone's given it back there. There we go. We had a little bit of shenanigans, but
and we got the bear checking in.
5. Wow, look at this. Bear super chats. Bear Clooney watches $5. I'm happy to see our friend Hoff on panel, and Jay Anthony is awesome. Dream team, go live.
Yeah, where is our bear? I noticed he's been back.
Yeah, I spoke to him. I actually rang him today. I had a bit of a chat.
No. You go on top. You're the star of the show.
Yeah.
I rang him today. I had a chat to him. He's very, very, very cool guy, Bear.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit tied up, but that's okay. He spoke. I had a good chat to him. He's a lovely guy. I got to tell you something. With these watches themselves, with things in general there, look at this. We've got a great team of guys here, car people. Hoff is an Audi person, huge Audi. Which
I have an S6, a 2001 S6 that I like.
Oh, you like the classics too. Yeah, 2.7T.
It's a 2.9 twin turbo.
Was it 2.9 from the factory? I didn't realize that.
The new ones. Yeah, with a mild hybrid. So it does like 450 horsepower and you get 28 miles to the gallon.
Oh, you said 2021. So I thought I heard you say 2001. I'm thinking of.
Oh, no.
Okay.
My friend's actually building a 2000 B5 S4 that's literally he could have probably bought an R8 by the time he's done with this thing.
Okay, you threw me for a sec. I'm thinking the 2001. I'm no. Awesome. Okay, that's wicked fast. Okay.
Nope, I'm a modern. I'm not a I don't know my way around the motor, so I prefer to stick with modern. A lot of my friends grew up always doing the mods on my car. You know, they all have project cars that they're working on now. So
have you ever looked up the Audi service position? Do you know what that is?
No.
Archie probably knows what the Audi service position is.
One of my good friends that I was mentioning before is a senior Audi service tech. So I'm a bit spoiled with all, you know, getting the white glove treatment from them. I was actually really concerned about there was some issues with the starter, the alternator going bad in some models where it would just conk out. I don't know if it was the battery or not, but I got a letter in the mail, actually. I think I have it right here from Audi where it said, like, they're just going to go about proactively replacing all this stuff now, so I don't have to worry about it anymore, which I'm stoked about because it was the one thing that was giving me the shits about, like, buying it out. But
that's so cool.
We got the official letter, boys.
Go dox yourself.
Who cares? What are these faceless losers going to do to me?
You're well connected.
I got to tell you, I actually went for, you know, I loved Audi. I tell you a story. When I got my BMW, I got a BMW when I was 19. And I thought what I would do is I would use that BMW once a week or once a fortnight, go for a test drive of another luxury car. Because once you've got one luxury car, it's like a passport in.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I wanted to learn how to
How do you think I always get my M5 comp test drives?
and I got to tell you, I actually test drove a couple of Audis. I test drove an Audi 80, and the Audi 80 had a thing called Procon 10, which instead of airbags, it had this cable system. So if you had an accident, it would pull the engine away from the occupants. It was a very, very sophisticated, clever system. However, airbags kind of became more. That was just
more.
Right?
Yeah.
And I actually remember test driving. I really loved when the first A4 came out.
Yes,
me too.
And I thought it was so beautiful. And I test drove a A4 2.6. It was a demonstrator, green with a cream interior. And what happened was they never, look, I wasn't serious, okay? I was just kicking. But I drove it. I thought, this is actually really, had the 6-cylinder V6. It was they were Audi. No, it wasn't a turbo. But it was a really nice car. Audi themselves they always did front wheel drive and then quattro. That's what Audi was.
See, in the US, you could only ever get quattro except for the A3s that had front wheel, right?
Oh, I see. I tell you, another car I really loved that I test drove was Saab.
Yes, I grew up with those.
A friend of mine had a Saab 9000 convertible, like an older one when we were younger, and he had the best vanity plate on it. Saab Story. SAAB Story. I thought it was so cool.
They actually had really good theft deterrent too, because if you had a manual, it had to be in reverse to take the key out, and so it was. They were very, very quirky cars. I used to have a 9.3. It had like a night panel. It shut off everything but the speedometer. All the lights went out in the cabin. All these bizarre touches. They were so quirky. Saab Story is that's a cool license plate. And then Archie, I don't remember. Do you remember the Audi V8 Quattro? They had in the early 90s. Those were really nice too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think those were the 90s here, right?
Yeah, like 92, 93. They're very rare.
No, I mean the model number was an Audi 90.
Audi V8 Quattro was the pre-A8, A8 kind of.
Yeah. I think it was called the 90 though in the model, unless I'm mistaken.
They had a 90, then they had the 80, then it became the 80. Audi.
It was just called the Audi V8, as I remember it. I'm looking it up.
Yeah, I'm looking it up now too. It looks like
it's funny when they went to A4, A6, A8. The A8 was legendary because it used a lot of aluminum.
Yes.
It was a very that was an amazing. They were so expensive. Beautiful, beautiful. Audi. I've always loved Audi. I've always loved Audi. I love the A6s as well. The early A6s. Unfortunately, it's like a lot of things. People don't really cherish or look after them, and you see a lot of tired ones, really ratty, tired kind of ones there. But the the big thing is that the Audis themselves, I always liked them. They gave you a lot better equipment and stuff than BMW. Mercedes gave you nothing. Mercedes, they didn't even get
all the air in the cabin is free. Yeah.
What I do love about the modern Audis are you effectively have two cars in one with the airbag suspension. You know, you could have a Cadillac that drives super floaty and very calm, and then you could put it in dynamic and the gears and transmission in sport mode, and then you have a rails to the ground, like super responsive sports sedan.
Yes, yes. It's John C. $2. Arch ER is blaming Tan in the chats. Please intervene. Look, I don't know what's happened. ER has always been a welcome member here. I don't know exactly what's going on, guys. Look, sometimes I had so many admins, and sometimes I have so many admins and so many people there. Sometimes things happen. I don't know. If there's a problem, just let me know and I'll try and fix it.
Did you in Australia, Archie, get the S8 with the V10 Lamborghini engine? Do you remember those?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And the S6 too. The S6 got the V10 as well.
I honestly couldn't tell you because they were so exclusive.
And then the W12 from the Transporter that was a model above it.
The two VR6s married together. Yeah. I used to have a VR6 Jetta. I had I think it was a 95 VR6 Jetta, one of the first ones when they came out. And it was such a cool color, a dusty mauve, which was like a deep, deep purple that looked black, but only in direct sunlight. You could see almost like a plum. I'd say that's the best. And I didn't realize there was only like 55 imported to the entire US. I kind of wish I would have kept it because looking at the older mods, there's so many cool mods for those cars now. I just found that I drew the short straw because I got that was when Volkswagen first had a plant in Mexico. Mm-hmm. And I got a Jetta VR6 that was built in Mexico in that plant. And my buddy got a VR6 Jetta same year, within months of each other, and his was built in Germany. I had every problem you could imagine. Literally, the passenger door flying open when I was taking a turn. Just like crazy shit. Engine mounts not being fully bolted, like missing one of the screws were missing. It was like I don't know if they built it on Cinco de Mayo or what the hell went on there, but problem after problem after problem. So I finally just got so frustrated, I got rid of it, and I was so happy to have it go because I was so tired of all the problems. But now when you look back, I kind of wish I would have kept it because I did love that color and it was such a fun car to drive. That color to like take to the train station and park there and not have to worry. It would have been nice.
I like that color. I know that color. The BMW version was called Techno Violet, and it's one of my favorite colors they've ever made. It's like that purplish color, that eggplant color. Yeah, I love those.
Yeah, especially when you got a good coat of. I wish there was like ceramic coating, because I find I have a Mythios black in Audi, where they're black, but once I got it ceramic, it just brings so much more of the color out.
It's funny, you know, I got to tell you, ceramic coating, are you guys a fan of ceramic coating?
I am.
I'm too cheap to do it.
You know,
if you find the right shop, it's not that expensive. I got mine done.
How long does this last, the ceramic coating? That's the thing.
I think a couple of years, definitely. I got mine done a year and a half ago. You know, you power wash everything.
You can't, after you ceramic coat, can you wax it then?
There's no reason to.
Okay.
They give you,
but like ceramic coating, how long does it last? How long? Like they say, it only lasts so many years. It doesn't last forever.
Yeah, it doesn't last forever. Like anything, what does?
Death and taxes.
Fair.
This is true.
But you get like, hold on. I think see, you get like.
Oh,
hey, to give you a ceramic boost. So if it's feeling one area isn't feeling as slippery or normal, or you feel like something's starting to go, it can you can clear it up.
P Clan $2. What did you spend the JJ and Timo chair money on? Well, there it is. There is the chair. That's the chair. The chair is waiting. The chair is there. It was bought.
Why don't we christen it today, Arch?
I'll get to that.
Could that be a good topic for tomorrow's show?
Yeah, I will do that. I will do that. We got a super chat from Duco. Duco, $5. I just want to say I've watched all of Jay Anthony's vids. He was an early influence on watch collecting along with Archie. That's Duco. Yeah, he's Duco's somebody who I really admire.
Yeah,
because he doesn't get crazy like a lot of us get crazy with the collection. We want this, we buy that. We have these massive things where he says, no, I just need one Rolex, just this, just that. And
so he's sane.
He's sane. Yes, definitely is sane there. That's exactly right there.
So Duco, I just want to say seriously, really, really appreciate that. I don't watch any of my old videos, and the ones I've seen briefly, I'm incredibly embarrassed of. So I don't know why you stuck with me, but please know I'm very grateful. So
we've got a super chat here from Patek Philippe, $5. Jay Anthony, what's your thoughts on the Patek AutoZone?
Those are the new Calatravas with the carbon motif.
Oh,
I think it's a 607s.
Yeah, can you show me? I haven't heard that euphemism yet. That's
hold on, I'll pull it up.
You can give me the model number.
I don't know if
6007 600. That's that one with the interchangeable. The colors are different.
Yeah.
AutoZone. I haven't heard that term.
Yeah, I think it's one the Colony guys are trying to make happen.
Oh, this thing.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. I don't know how I feel about it. I think it's a bit. The checkerboard in the middle to me is a little weird for a Patek. I like the outer bezel. It looks, honestly, and this sounds going to get me offended, but this looks a little bit like a JLC memo box to me, the way they did some of the style. It's not Patek to me.
I know exactly what you're talking about, funny enough, because Archie had me. I lost the JLC I was looking for. And I found it really cheap, and it looks very similar to this. Because I personally like this. I just think it's way overpriced for what it is.
What is this, like 39K? I have no idea.
Yeah, it's 39.
40, how do I know? Yep.
Yep. I think 10 grand less be a lot more interesting.
See, Huff, I love the 6006. I think that was a better watch for a lot less money on the secondary market.
Here, I'll show you the side. I'm partial to that red, but they have the Tiffany blue, and then they have a yellow one as well.
But see, I don't like the way they've made it a fashion accessory. Is that? I suppose you pick the one that means something to you. If you're into yellow, like you got a yellow Porsche, you'd buy the yellow, wouldn't you?
Exactly.
So I'm curious, actually, to turn this into a question back to you both. The Calatrava that most people I know don't like, that I really like, is the sector dial. What do you think of the sector dial?
They do like the sector dial. That's the 5296 sector dial.
5296.
Very popular. It's actually that's not true. It's not liked. It is liked.
That's good to hear. A lot of my friends hate it. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't like it. I must say, I think it's probably what I said. I prefer the non-sector, but it's actually pretty popular. They have a few. They also have a sector dial annual calendar, the 5396 sector dial. But I think it's a I'm not a big fan, but you know what? Just because I don't like it doesn't mean I'm right. We got another super chat. Archibald Chesterfield the Fourth, AC3's Thai son. Where the hell do they get these images from? $2.
Well, let me say. Oh.
Daddy, sell, watch, and help Thai family now. Thank you.
That's racist.
Very much there. We've got Little Dave, $2. I just want to say hello to Blondie in the chat. Blondie in the chat. And Patek Philippe, in today's day and age, it is appropriate to wear is it appropriate to wear a Pro Prof with a I think any analog watch can be worn with a suit, don't you think?
Absolutely.
By the way, is this the JLC sector dial you were referring to?
This is the master
when you were talking about that Calatrava?
Yeah,
that's where my brain went.
Okay, because it's hysterical. I was trying to convince myself, or I was looking around and this hit me, and I was like, I wonder if I was able to find a good deal on this and played around with some straps. Would that change? Like, would that scratch that Calatrava itch I have for those auto zones, I guess, as they're referring to them?
I just don't get it because it's the dress watch trying to act like it's the Aquanaut or the Nautilus, which I guess is probably good for the brand.
Yeah, I think they're probably trying to give some more modern offerings that aren't unobtainium, right?
100% right there. It's these are great bang per buck steel. I think sector dial. I think these are amazing. If you love it,
and they have that travel time. Oh wait, let me see if I can pull. Hold on. It's still scrolling, right? Let me see if I can get. So see these three. Funny enough, the one on the right tends to be the cheapest, and it's actually, I think it's a world time.
Oh yeah, I do see what you're saying. JLC are such great value used. Their resale is terrible, which is great for us.
Yeah. The most expensive out of the three when I was looking was actually the plain date one.
So do you have any JLC? I don't know your collection.
Oh, no, sorry. No. I'm essentially down to 3 main watches. I have a 43 Sea Dweller.
Okay, nice.
Right here that I don't have good lighting, but that's my daily.
That's the
2 time. No, stainless. And then I have the music edition.
Nice.
AP.
Yeah.
And then I have a Royal Oak Chrono with a blue dial. And then I have like a Cartier Pasha Chrono. And then just a Omega 2254, the sword hands.
Oh, yeah. That's classic.
Yeah, that's kind of my beater if, well, what happened?
Sword hands, bring that up again, Jay. Sorry. Beautiful. I love those. And I love them as a GMT as well. They did them as a GMT.
You can actually get these for like $3,000 now.
Yes.
They really went down. The loom's actually really good. Let me pull up the JJ watch. Look at that.
Oh yeah, that goes pretty well. That's a vintage piece now, right? How old is that?
2007.
Yeah, it's holding up pretty well.
Yeah. And then the one thing I love about the music edition, my party trick, it actually glows when you get it right. The EQ too. See if I can get it. Yeah, it's hard to show with light, but if it's completely dark, you see how it glows.
That is really cool. I've never seen one of those.
Yeah, it's actually, if I could wear one watch and not really have to stress it, that would be the one watch. Because it has a quick release, and I have a ton of straps for it. They gave you 4 in the box when I got it, and I bought a red one as well. And then I got a custom crocodile strap from AP made that goes really well with it too. I enjoy, but I haven't got a chance to use it much because when it got hot out, I had one day where it was like sweating like hell with it on, and you just felt it like getting flimsy. And I was like, you know what? I'm never wearing this again until the fall.
Which one's that? Sorry, Hoff, that was the music edition?
Yeah, no, the custom strap I got made for it on the music edition. Yeah. The crocodile strap.
Yep. I gotta tell you, I hate it too when you wear a fucking leather strap watch, and you're sweating like a pig. You think,
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, do you put it in your pocket? What do you do with the fucking thing? I
actually ended up taking it off because I always keep a one of those, you know, those cases that you in my bag.
Oh, yes.
My desk is in disarray right now. Yeah, I don't know what I did with that case. Maybe it's in my backpack. But yeah, I always keep one in my backpack in case, you know, if I'm going somewhere seedy or something like that, or going late and coming home late on the subway. I didn't sometimes, you know, you don't want an expensive watch on your wrist. So it's nice to have one of those to, you know, go a little incognito.
Burnett joining us. Speaking of nice watch, we've got another super chat. Let me just grab
it. You're right.
Patek Philippe, $5 in today's day and age. Is it okay? We did that one. Next super chat is Patek Philippe, $5. Would you consider a gold reverso before you'd consider a gold Cartier tank? I love the reversos. I think a gold reverso, as long as the only thing is I would say is some of the reversos are a little bit small. I want a big one. As long as it's a big one, I would much rather. I think the JLC is much better finished. I mean, Cartier is a fashion type. It's become the fucking Gucci watch of.
No, I don't think that's fair.
Cartier is great, but I'm with you. JLC is another league, Archie. I'm right there with you.
But it's not a Gucci. Like those are complete shitters. The worst wristwatch I've ever bought at any price point was a Gucci watch.
No, I think every day is Cartier Day. To be honest with you, I mean, I think there's a time and there's always a time for Cartier. Yeah, it's jewelry. But all watch is jewelry these days.
Yeah,
Rolex is jewelry. I mean, come on.
Definitely not the tool watches.
The only Rolex that isn't a jewelry that is still a tool watch is the Explorer 2. I mean, come on. I mean, everything else.
I get you.
Everything else is shiny and.
We're backing up. Sorry, Tom.
Sorry,
let me catch up here. We've got a super chat here. We got Patek Philippe, $5. Jay Anthony, tell us your guilty pleasure. AP Royal Oak offshore big.
Oh, gotta be the brick.
So I'm the old man in this group, and I actually am big into the AP, the jumbo. So, but I would probably get an original Schwarzenegger 1990s one just because they're gaudy. But
and the Days one.
And yes, thank you. That one I'm spitting. Yes,
they reissued that this year or last year.
Yeah, I literally spit across the screen. Thank you. Yes, that's the one I'm thinking of too.
Yeah, I dig that one.
I think Miami fuck off or the jumbo.
Yeah. I think Thomas is right in that brick. Seth Smith, that would be my one fuck off. AP offshore if I could pay with someone else's cash.
Yes. Those chronographs are great though. The AP Royal offshore chronographs. But just going back to that sector dial you brought up, Jay Anthony. I love those. They're absolutely beautiful. The JLC sector dials. They're gorgeous. They're beautiful, aren't they? The chronograph.
Want me to edit really again
nice.
These three?
Yeah, that chronograph on the left is just beautiful, and the time only in the middle. If they didn't have the date wheel on, it'd be perfect.
I know. I agree there.
Yes.
That day,
yes.
that
yes,
day,
yes.
that day.
I think, Thomas, if it didn't have the date wheel, I wouldn't be pulling up a picture. I'd be showing you the watch I own.
Let me grab the
just
next super chat here. We got a super chat. Jean-Claude Beaver, $5. Thoughts on the Beaver automatic three-hander? The entry level from the brand starting at 75,000 Swiss francs. Great to see Jay Hoff and Jay Anthony Hoff and
Thomas
the spitting with the Pontiff. Thomas and TB Thomas Burnett spitting with the Pontiff. Thank you so much there.
Thank you,
The
JCB.
Beaver automatic.
Yes.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous, Hoffmeister.
They must be throwing so much marketing money at influencers on this watch. I've never seen so many people like covering a new watch or a newer watch brand like this.
And it's a three-hander for $75,000. That's how you want to spend your money?
Yeah, yeah.
And they're all acting like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
It's awful. I hate it. It's If we're talking about the original Beaver one, the first one that came out, they brought out with the bracelet and the sort of stone-looking dial.
Oh yeah, thank you for pulling this up.
Hold on.
Oh no!
Oh, there's only one now. I'm not familiar with this brand, so
it looks like a micro brand to me. I've seen so many watches for like $600 that look like this. No
yeah, that's it. That's it. So what is the go with this? This is just is it ego? What is it exactly?
I think you hit the nail on the head. I think you hit the nail on the head. Yeah.
And I mean, it's just ridiculous because how can you justify this pricing? I mean, they're nice enough. They look nice enough. I'd rather have a Jean than this, don't you think?
Oh hell yeah! What's the resale on this going to be?
Oh,
that dial's interesting. I'll give it that.
Yeah,
that
the dial's sick.
I don't know if I'd buy it, but it's very interesting.
Some sort of stone dial, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not
Peter
for me.
say?
It's not for me.
I've never heard of that type of stone dial.
I'm going to say something really offensive that's going to get me hate, but this is the same thing to me where people say that the stainless steel Daytona is the one to have, and having owned one, I think you're a sucker for paying more for stainless and you can have gold for less money. This is one of those, I think we're paying a premium because of some marketing and not because of the real product.
we got a super chat here. Logan Hall, $2 quickly. Jay Anthony, is that a real Eames chair?
Oh, yes. I did notice that, by the way, in your last appearance. I'm very jealous.
Oh, lovely. Eames.
I don't fit in it, but it is.
Classic.
Yeah. You don't read in it? That would be exactly where I read every issue I'll watch time.
So I'm from Michigan originally. Mid-Century Modern is basically from Michigan. The Eameses were in Michigan. There's a lot of history there. I also have some Barcelona chairs in my living room. So yes, you guys have really good. I didn't realize these things were that well known, but yes, I'm too tall for it though, so it's not very comfortable for me.
It's my problem too.
Yeah, I should have gotten the larger size. This is the standard size. They have an extended one now.
Yeah, but the standard one still tops it, or the big version still tops out at I think it's 230 or something, like weight limit. By the way.
I don't know. I weigh like 175. The chair is super comfortable. If you've ever sat in one, they're like the most absorbent, squishy chairs. They're
also they use a lot of MDF. They're not actually solid wood or.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
They're not as great as you think they are. If you're a fat fuck.
That's what I was getting to.
On the bottom, underneath, yeah, MDF.
Yeah, it's all layered. It's all layered glue. Wow, they have good eyes.
Very, very.
Bunch of nosy fikers.
I know. I need to stop showing.
We got Patek Philippe, $5. Name one watch you would take over a Ferrari F430.
Oh.
If the Ferrari F430 is an F1, 90 million watches. If it's a gated manual, none.
Gated manual? You want a gated manual?
No, I hate anything with two pedals. Yes. Ferrari F430 with a gated manual. Hell yes. The F1, no way. Come on, Arch, you get it.
I get it. It's the funny thing is, we had a Ferrari collector on the show, and he was told when he bought his what did Pine Baron have? He was told when he put his order in for his 612, they wouldn't take the order for a manual. They said, if you want a manual, you got to put half deposit in now. We don't want to get the car will be unsellable in the future.
I've actually seen one of those. There's like, they only made like 12 of them or something ridiculous.
And that's what Ferrari said. Ferrari said, no one will buy this. Okay, you will never be able to sell it again. But it's bullshit. That's the one everybody wants. You know what I mean? I got to be honest with you, Hoff. Driving a manual, all my first cars were manual. I had a Mazda that was manual, the BMW 318i.
My VR6 was manual.
Sorry, your what?
My Jetta VR6 that I was talking about before was manual.
I had a Ford Mondeo after that. It's like a Contour that was manual.
Yeah.
I had an MX-5 that was manual. It was only I did something really stupid, Jay Anthony.
Oh no!
I got an Italian car, which is like marrying a supermodel on crack cocaine. It had
Alpha?
Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo.
I love Alpha.
I love Alpha, but they are pieces of shit. It was a 156 Sally speed. It had the F1 transmission. It's a robotized. Now, the only way I can describe what a robotized transmission is, it's like this, okay? Say you've got a girlfriend or a guy. Actually, let's make it a girlfriend next to you. You put a blindfold on her. And then you said, honey, slam the clutch in. Okay, then you change gear, and then you say, okay, you slam clutch, and she slams it in and then releases it. Now, it is that bad. It's like driving blindfold with the person doing the clutch blindfolded. It is fucking awful. And when you get to a hill, you know how normally in an automatic you can hold the car on the gas.
Yeah.
If you do that in a robotized, and that's F1, you will burn it out. You will fuck the transmission beyond belief. You've got it's a bitch. It's a bitch. So that means it's a handbrake start. You know what I mean? You've got to stop. It's just a bitch.
So Archie, I picked on you last time about your love for Maseratis. The worst one I've ever driven was a Maserati Quattroporte with that manual transmission F1 gearbox in it. And the guy who owned it is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. It was his daily. And he said it needed a new clutch in it every 8,000 miles from the constant clutch wear. And the clutch job was like $12,000. This is back in 2008. This is a long time ago.
I love that. That was a sexy looking car, though. For a four-door?
See the Audi R8.
I like the R8. It's nice.
I think people love the first gen of the R8. That seems to be what the collectors are going towards.
So we're going to offend Patel because he owns a Huracan, which is the same car. Although the Huracan I know is a much better car, Patel. I don't mean any offense, Tan, but I like your Lambo version much more than the R8. The R8 to me is too Teutonic for me. It's kind of boring. Although it has a gated manual in it, you could get, and I get that. But that era, you had the M6 with the V10, which is an unreliable piece of crap. I find that more interesting, even though it's a much worse car.
You know, with that Quattroporte, they actually did bring out a proper automatic version, a normal automatic version, because it was so fucking... And that's the one you should buy. But that is absolutely horrendous. You need to replace the clutch every fucking 8,000 miles. That is beyond ridiculous.
Just going back to the Patek 6007 that you had up earlier, Hoff. The Calatrava, the sporty looking one. Do you think that the Calatrava model range is too mishmashed up? Because you've got these sporty Calatravas in it, where the Calatrava for me is a traditional dress watch. Where you got these sporty ones, you got the 5212 weekly calendar You've got pilot watches. I mean, why don't Patek just think of a different
They're turning
range?
into Omega with like the Seamaster and Speedmaster variants.
Exactly. It's almost like a Seamaster of Patek.
Yeah.
The Calatrava range. You got pilots watches. You got weekly calendars. You've got modern-looking sports watches. You've got.
I really dig this one.
But why?
But that
why
again, to your point, this is not a typical Calatrava.
No,
right?
it's not. It's not. Why do you think Patek think up a new model range for each of these? A new model name, in fact.
Well, the problem is what they're trying to do is they don't want to do that because the problem is when you launch a new model, it costs so much money. It's like launching a new car line. It's so much easier to just adapt an existing line with a special. You know what I mean? So they say, well, it's a Calatrava with some sporty themes. You know what I mean? They've actually got, believe it or not, they've got a new Patek line that is coming out very, very soon. Remember, we had that announcement, but it wasn't much of an announcement because the bloody thing was what was it? It wasn't much of an announcement. All it was.
Oh, the new dial, yeah. New dial.
Yeah.
It wasn't a whole new model line?
Yes, exactly.
It's just, I don't know what a Calatrava is these days. I mean,
well,
a
Calatrava is their dress watch. It takes simple, but they're trying to. So let me just catch up on some of these super chats here. I got to catch up there quickly. We have got Patek Philippe $5. How will Prosperity see the Audi R8? The Audi R8 was legendary. What do you think, Hov?
I think we know what I think about it. I'm a fan. I like the R8.
Huge. And it's also it really put Audi on the map as a supercar maker. Yeah. I mean, BMW would.
I think with them getting into F1 again too, we're going to start seeing some cool stuff out of them. Hopefully.
We got a super chat. Patek Philippe $5, and Mike the Snake joins the stream. Pull up the beaver, carry on tourbillon, Fikers, and convince Thomas it is not the duck's nuts.
Oh, the beaver, carry on tourbillon, that bracelet, the stone dial, that tourbillon in the middle.
What up, Mikey?
Hey, Hoff.
Hi, Mike. All right.
Hi, it's J. Anthony, right?
You can just call me Anthony. How's it going, Mike?
Anthony, okay. Hi there.
Hi there, sir.
It's good to see you on the show like regularly. You're a breath of fresh air.
I appreciate you. Work's been stressful. This is good therapy, so thank you all for having me.
Likewise.
Yeah, everybody's got their reason for being on Archie's show, but it's always a good thing. Archie's show is a good thing for everybody, pretty much.
Absolutely.
Yes.
There you go. This is the one, Thomas.
And yeah, Thomas, hello.
Hi, Mike. You're doing well. This is the first beaver watch that he brought out, and I don't like it at all. This is about $500,000, I think. So,
Jesus.
For $500,000, I would pass on this as well.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, for $100,000, I'd pass.
Yeah, me too.
Is it tantalum? I'm not sure whether it's tantalum or not.
It looks like it has that dark look. Oof, there's another.
Is it a minute repeater as well?
Oh, it's polished titanium, it said.
Okay. Oh, geez, right. For $1 million? Fuck. That's not. Titanium's not even an exotic material.
Don't take my word for it, but if I remember correctly, it's about $500,000, about 400,000.
Yeah, that's about 300.
Here it said 570, whatever they're talking about. Really? Target audience. We're probably not target audience for a $570,000 watch.
Yeah, $500,000.
Or a Longa.
That's a crazy looking dial. I mean, they got some really
Was it a minute repeater? What's the little thing on the side?
Yeah, that's what I would guess right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a cute
Just
watch.
a-
I don't like.
Just a stun dial, such a stun.
Yeah.
No, they're not pulling off well, I don't think. And that bracelet, reminds me
This
of
is
the
something Amazon-
Oh, wait a second. Did we? Wait, is our friend JCB actually named after the gentleman on the left? Did you see? That's Jean-Claude Beaver.
Yes.
That's where he got his name from? I
Yes,
never knew that.
Yes.
How funny.
I got to be honest with you. It's this. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Is this ego? What is it? I have no. This is as ridiculous as when they had the Ralph Lauren watches at really high money.
Big Tony says, look at the movement before you judge the buvet.
Yeah, good point.
Wow,
I don't
that is quite nice. I don't know if it's $500,000 nice, but
No, I
Yeah,
mean you could go Grubel Force handmade one. You could go
yeah, there's 100 different.
Ferdinand Bertsu. You could go.
Well, it actually looks good on the
other
wrist right
brands.
there. Hold on.
Most
That
people do
one
it
does
like
look-
original.
Yeah, it's not bad looking.
We got another super chat here. We got one from David N. $5. Patek 5396G-014. What are your thoughts? Pull it up, Arch. 5396G. So white gold.
We were just talking about this a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Love this model.
I'm pulling it up, Arch.
014. And this here, this is the gray dial one, I think. I got to tell you, honestly, this is probably the cheapest one in the 5396s. And I got to say this to you. Amazing watch, annual calendar. 53, this is the 014. What's your thoughts? Beautiful. That's the Breguet numerals. I hope that's the right. Oh, yeah, 014. That's the Breguet numeral. Look at that, 36,000. Now, I got to tell you, when they released the Breguet numeral run, this was actually going for a big premium. You noticed how it's fallen now? Like the gray dial is no longer. Now, our good friend, OC, you got a friend in OC. You got a friend in OC. He actually paid over 60 for a rose gold with a blue dial and diamonds. Now, I think this watch is stunning. However, I don't see double the watch. You see what I mean? I do not see double. I'd see probably. Well, this is the thing. You've got to make that decision yourself. He's got a new color with the bluey dial, which is it's actually that bluey dial is. They had those beautiful. Patek had beautiful blues in the ellipses when they released them in the late 60s. Okay, but this gray is not dog shit. Gray, this was just trendy 10 years ago. You know, I mean, a Patek is timeless. It's not about a
No,
Patek.
I dig that. You put, I think, hold on. If you look, maybe if you show the strap a little more, maybe it'll bring out the dial. I think with that blue strap, it would look cool.
It's stunning. And I think the sad thing is that every people, okay, that dial, is that dog shit? I don't think so. Look at that. Blue is just
Yeah, I dig it.
superb.
Yeah, definitely.
It's more
blue.
casual looking, you know. You could pull that off more with slacks and a button down, or even if you're wearing like a sweatshirt, that'll go.
So, quick question: what do you guys think about the Arabic numerals versus Roman versus the hash marks? I actually don't like the Arabic numerals on this as much as the other dials.
It's so
If they're
font
bre-
depending on Arabic for me.
Well,
Yeah, for me,
this-
if it's
this-
for me, if it's Breguet numerals, you're on to a winner every day, every time. Yeah, against Romans or Batons. Breguet numerals, I'm in love with. I just love them.
Yes, but like against this gray dial, they're almost barely visible.
But it's blue from from a different angle, isn't it? It looks great
Yeah, I
from
guess
this angle.
probably from a different angle. I'm probably.
I got to tell you something. For
they're
36,000,
more
I think
visible.
this is good value compared to 60 for the blue dial. I mean,
Definitely.
I get the blue dial is beautiful, but double? No, I cannot say double. And that also applies for the Tiffany dial. People go crazy for Tiffany. I'm not trying to put it down because some people really love that. If you've got the New York connection, I get it. It's a thing. But for me,
for a Tiffany dial Nautilus?
Well, any Patek that's Tiffany is kind of, people really go gaga over it. To me, I've just always been somebody who doesn't see paying a premium for that. I don't. But hey,
well, you could stop at paying a premium. I don't think you need to go any further in your statement. You never like to buy anything at retail or pay any type of.
True.
Unless
true.
it's clearance bin, it's not for you.
Agree. Here we go. Super chat. Patek Philippe, $5. Jay Anthony, name 2 watches you'd take over Archie's 4-pot Beamer.
I'm going to go off a U.S. retail price of what this car would have cost. I don't know how it compares to Australian dollars, but I would get myself a Segna Gold Speedmaster with the green dial. And then with the money left over, I would get a 18-karat Duo Reverso.
Oh, you know, Anthony.
They've probably depreciated just as badly as my car has.
You know what, Jay? I tried one of those Sedna Gold Speedmasters against the Rose Gold Daytona, and I fell in love with the Sedna Gold Speedmasters over the Daytona any day of the week. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful, aren't they? They're just so gorgeous, those Sedna Gold. Absolutely beautiful.
I have a regular Speedmaster, and I imagine in gold it must just be really much more elegant.
Oh, so it's funny. Yes, I have a current. No, I'm sorry. I have the current model like you. I think it's the 3861. I know Archie has one as well, the Sapphire Sandwich, and my friend has the 18-karat Segna Gold version, and it's the exact same watch, literally in gold, but the gold and the green dial just does something for it.
Yeah. I have a 1861, the big box. So it's the one right before the 3861.
So you got all the accessories they took away from us and charge more money for.
Exactly, and a wider bracelet to boot. But people seem to like the thinner bracelet for some reason.
It's way more comfortable.
Is it? Okay, I wouldn't know because I've only worn mine, but
because I have the same bracelet in the Seamaster that I showed with the sword hands that has the 1861 bracelet.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah.
So you've actually got one of each to compare against.
Yeah, I've actually worn the new. I don't own the newer Speedmaster, but I've actually borrowed a friend's to wear, and definitely dig that one a lot more. The
skinnier bracelet you like more?
Well, the tapered bracelet.
Tapered bracelet. Well, the 1861 bracelet does taper as well, but just not as much.
Yeah.
I think.
It's so much more. It feels almost like a Jubilee. It's much more pliable.
Yeah, exactly what it's like. I definitely liken it to a Jubilee.
I just sold my 25.
Let me grab this super chat here. We got Ron, the actuary. Oh, Ron, I've missed you. $50. Hope you are well, big man. Please update me on status of the collection. It's been a while now, guys. I'm sorry to bore anyone who's sick of seeing my watches. I get it, you guys. It's I do apologize in advance. I will.
Well, you're the main event, Arch. You're the reason everyone's here. So a lot of times you
Arch, how much to ban this? How much super chat to ban this picture for a month?
It's I gotta tell you, I really do like these watches here. So this is the present state of the flow. What we have here, let's have a look. We have the Breguet Type 21 rose gold, the Patek World Time 5130 white gold.
Love it.
The Bluesy two-tone.
Classy.
That's the 40 mil with gold writing. We got a JLC master compressor chronograph version 2. So they had 2 versions of them. We got the Speedy, the 3861, the new, and that's all Halcylite. We got the Zenith Open Heart El Primero, and we've got the Explorer 2. So this is the collection, 7 pieces. That is the collection. If I was to get rid of things, I will tell you this. The Explorer 2, the Explorer 2, Speedy, and Bluesy would be the 3 to keep. The other ones, I got to tell you, if I needed to sell because of money, it'd probably be the gold ones because they're more expensive. And unfortunately, I'd possibly have to sell the World Time because it'd bring a lot of money in. You know, it's one of these things. It would bring a lot of money in. It would solve a lot of problems. But
I thought you were thinking of selling the JLC or the Breguet.
I had an offer on the table, I think, for
no, I had a swap.
Sideways trade.
I had a swap, but
Triplet sideways.
Formosa, wasn't it?
Yeah, Mosa Perpetual, and
Don't do it, Arch.
You didn't have an offer? I thought a punter offered you decent cash for one of them.
No offers.
Wow.
No offers.
Maybe
Honestly,
the reverso went because I had some unfortunate expenses. But you know what? I sometimes with this business, big ups, big downs, sometimes just take stock of what you've got.
Watches come, watches go.
Exactly.
But you know what? If you look at how much wrist time your World Time actually got or gets, compared to what it costs, and you know, in a few years, what it's going to cost to have it serviced when that time comes, that'd be the first one I would sell.
Which one's
probably.
that?
Your World Time.
Actually, that had just been serviced.
Oh, okay. Well, then discount that portion of what I was just saying. But if you look at how much
I completely get it. So Ron, that's the collection. Look, I think how many of this stuff do we really need? You know, any of those the solid golds, you'd be happy to keep. The JLC is actually probably the nicest chronograph out of the lot. The Breguet is really fancy, but it's not a column wheel chronograph. I believe it's a cams, Thomas. I think it's a cams, but you saw it. You were in the bro house. Thomas.
I did. I tried it. I tried it in London. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I love that Breguet. It's really nice. Breguet is probably my favorite
Thomas,
brand.
That's cheap. That's the same price as an Explorer 1.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, like £10,000.
Now, you know, you speak of the vertical column wheel clutch like as if it's a better thing, but the cam ones work just fine as well, right?
The column wheels that's more respected in. What do you think there?
More preferred?
Well, aren't the vertical clutch column wheels the only ones that you could leave running 24 hours and have no issue with?
They won't drain on the.
But Patek doesn't use vertical.
Well,
clutch
it still takes.
It's not as attractive looking as the other.
Yeah.
Non-vertical clutch.
But who gives a shit what the back looks like? I'm more about the performance.
For me, you've got three. For me, you've got 3 archery luxury icons there. You've got the Polar Explorer, which is the archery luxury icon. You've had that. You've always had one of those for years. You got the Man on the Moon, which has been an archery luxury icon for decades, and then you've got, for me, the new archery luxury icon is the World Time. I don't think you should sell that, Archie.
Yeah, I don't need
I don't think you should sell the World Time. I think it's It is the Archie watch of the moment.
Okay.
Yes.
In column wheels, you can get a Seagull 1963 for $150 with a column wheel. So take that for what you will.
Yeah, that was kind of my point. Like, I mean, the cams is a system. If it didn't work well, then you wouldn't be finding it on super hot horology watches. So it's got to work and be good.
Good luck.
But like some people maybe prefer the vertical column wheel just because it's maybe better, maybe not, or it has certain aspects about it that people like more or less. But I don't think there's anything wrong with cam-driven chronos either.
No.
Which watch is cam driven, Mikey?
I think the Speedy is cam-driven, isn't it? Wasn't it confirmed the other day that the Speedy's not a vertical column wheel?
Well, actually, it's actually Mikey, the Speedy, the 3-2-1 movement. That's the original Speedy. They are actually a column wheel.
Okay.
And the funny thing is, Omega tried to sell it as an improvement when they went to the 861 movement by saying there's less parts, less repair costs. That's what they tried to say, right?
Sure.
But it was, and it's partially true, mind you. That 861 movement, probably the most complicated manual wind in mass production, would be something like the Flightmaster.
Nice big chunky watch, that isn't it? The Flightmaster, yeah.
Well, the hole in the heart movement. The brand is slipping my memory right now. Your
Zenith, the El Primero.
The Zenith El Primero. Isn't that a really complicated movement as well?
The Zenith is actually a column wheel, because that was, see, the Zenith's claim to fame was they came out with supposedly the first automatic chronograph.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
But then the Seiko did it at the same time, didn't they? They brought the speed timers.
Yeah.
So it's a bit up in the air. It's a bit up in the air about who actually was first.
Was that? I have an old original Pogue, 1972. Was that the first? Was that the first version?
El Primero came out in 1969.
Okay, so El Primero was first then. Okay.
Yeah.
So those movements were in Seikos?
No. But Seiko came out with a chronograph movement.
An automatic chronograph.
An automatic wind chronograph. Yeah.
I believe.
The Pogue that I have.
I got to tell you, to be honest with you, all of these watches here, they're beautiful. The thing you got to remember is, it's not just there's more to these watches. It's the aesthetic. Like that Breguet has got, the way it actually records the minutes is it's like a double split. It's got two center second hands, and one is the 60 seconds, and then the one underneath it looks like a double split, actually records how many minutes have gone by. It's cool as fuck, because most people think it's a double split. You think, fuck, that's a double split, but it's not a double split. It's just how they record the minutes. So cool.
Frankie, where'd you go?
I'm here.
Oh.
Look what I can do.
Nice.
It's
I know AP gets a horrible when it comes to chronos, gets a bad rep because of those modular like those, what were those FPGA movements that they slapped a chrono module on, and I know people had problems with those in the past, but the newer the movements that started out in the code and now have been gone to the Royal Oak and even the offshore, the 4401s. I absolutely love that chronograph. It split seconds, right? That's the one where you could hit it and it starts over again, keeps going. Very cool. And movements like butter.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
I've heard the same thing. Those are way better.
Yeah.
The AP. I'm not a huge fan of the offshore Royal Oak, but the other larger Royal Oak offerings they have are like the music one that you have, Hoff. I'm absolutely in love with.
Yeah, that's an offshore. I mean, there's a lot of for a guy, with an 8-inch wrist. There's a lot of good stuff out there in 43, 44 millimeter for offshores.
Well, it doesn't have to be that big for me. It's just 40 or bigger, really. But 42,
yeah, but 40 on an 8-inch wrist looks crazy.
Well, I don't think I have an 8-inch wrist. I just have a.
Oh, isn't that what you said? Sorry if I'm misquoting.
I mean, I think this is a 43. You know, the orange monster.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Yeah, I think those are 43s. The monsters.
Yeah, and I don't know how I can present it better, but it doesn't look too small on my wrist or too big on my wrist or anything.
No.
And my wrists do swell a little bit, but I mean not that much.
I got to tell you something. I don't ever have
to change the size of my.
I want to ask you guys something.
It's 42, Mikey.
42.
Help me here.
Thank you.
Go for it, Archie.
Yep.
What do you think, guys? Like, I'm actually with buyers, sellers, and YouTube Remorse. Okay, so at the moment, I'm thinking of the biggest problem I got is many years ago when I was in my late 20s, I closed my business. I had a president, and Jay Anthony. I had a 18238 diamond dial, cream diamond dial. I love that watch, and I sold it. Okay, because everything was shit. And you know what? I ended up blowing the money on. It's a long story. But looking back on history, I decided, you know what? I should have just fucking kept it. If things are tough, just keep plowing, keep working, keep going, keep moving. And I got to be honest with you, I'm in kind of that position at the moment. I just don't feel in control of my life. Okay. And I'm going to tell you something that happened. It's I've been really down lately, and I think part of the reason I've been down is that maybe my financial situation isn't. It's my own shortcoming. I buy too much. And what fucking happens is that, you have I've had a bit of a, in my case, I've had a huge roller coaster because this is also my business, Jay Anthony. I got to have some watches to talk about. Now, I don't need to own every fucking thing. Yeah, that's true. But I don't find myself enthusiastic about something unless I own it. I don't mean that as a cop-out, but it's like if you own a Z3, you start to absorb all the information about Z3s. But if it's just a hobby, you don't go that deep into it. You see what I mean? And in my own case, I got to tell you, I've been saying to myself, fuck, I've really pushed myself to buy. I bought too much shit, okay? I bought too much shit. And what's happened is since I bought the shit, the market has gotten tougher, okay? Mm-hmm. And what I mean by tougher is these were pretty hard things to sell anyhow, but they have gotten fucking harder to sell. And if you want a quick sale, you're going to be slaughtered. You know what I mean? And in my own case here, I've been thinking, you know what? If I sold the World Time, that'd bring in a good chunk of money. It'd really. But then again, I look at it and say, you know what? I had a president before. I should have fucking just said, you know what? The president's not for sale. I'm going to try my best without selling the president. You know what I mean? It's sort of, sometimes in life, you just get so caught up. You look at these things. You don't know what, you become very indecisive. Do you sell or don't sell? Do you hold? And in my own case, I kind of think, you know what? It's easy to, once you sell it, it's hard to get back again. I really, a president, you know what? I, in some ways, if I would have had that same president, I'd still love it. 36 mil was actually a good size. It wore amazing. I loved it. It made you, the only thing I can say to you this is, and I have actually driven a convertible Bentley recently when I went on the road trip. A friend of mine let me drive he had a 2009 Bentley convertible.
Azure or Continental?
Actually, no, it wasn't Azure. It was a GT Continental, actually.
Yeah, I've driven those too.
Yeah, the GTs are beautiful.
Yeah,
And
I've driven those
it's
too, yeah.
got the W12 engine in it, right?
Yep.
The two. And you know what?
The twin
That's
VR6s, yeah.
That
the
is
W12.
what, yes. That
Yeah.
is exactly what having a fucking day date felt like to me. It's the equivalent in a watch. And you sell it. Okay, you sell it, but you never get that fucking thing back again easily. You know what I mean? Like, and I got to say to myself, okay, Dave gave me a good deal on the world time. I'll tell you what I paid for the world time, right? I tell you what I paid on the world time. I paid 23.5 US for it, right?
You got a really good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that was just serviced by Patek. It's no papers. It's box, no papers, just service, and it's got a new Patek strap. Okay.
That's
So
great,
you know it came up really nice. It's a beautiful watch, and I say to myself, okay, I got some. I think sometimes your financial pressure is in your head a bit. And I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on here? What the fuck? Why am I so fucking crazy to sell it off? It makes me so happy because once I sell it, then I will have seller's remorse. Why the fuck did I sell it? You know what I mean? And mind you, I put myself into financial pressure by saying, why the fuck did I buy so much? And I kind of, I'm in limbo. We got another super chat here. Little Dave, $2. It's 5 p.m. Pacific wine time. Cheers. I think I've got a little bit of wine left. I want to stop drinking too long.
Yeah, cheers, Srao.
Get a wine glass there, and
I have to say, Sirocco's the guy who finally got me to break down.
I have a wine glass, and then I'm going to make a public announcement. Okay, I got a very important public announcement to make here. Okay,
coming to New York?
No, it's about two very big, heavy-hitting supporters. I got a very big announcement to make.
Good, I hope.
Let me get my wine glass.
You know, Archie was referring to that W12 engine. It's cool and all, and the W16 is really cool in like the Bugattis. The only problem I have with them is the sound. Their sound. They all sound absolutely horrid. They might make goobs of power, but they just, you know, you think V12 or V16, and you think, you know, piercing ears, screaming, bleeding ears, and what you hear is a grumble. You know, it's just the.
Well, I think it's more of a gentleman's cruiser than like a track monster.
Yes. I'll say something very risque, but I used to drive Bentleys all the time back in the day, Continentals, GTCs, GTs, and I said, I think last time we talked, every time I drove a
drive them all the time. How can I ask you this? Because let me just say something to you. Bentleys, Rolls Royces, Aston Martins. These are serious wealth hazards. Do you understand that? They do not make you wealthy. Do you understand that, Jay Anthony? If you want to be wealthy, stay the fuck away from those sort of cars, because not only are they fucking expensive.
I have an update. Madman just gifted 20 Archie luxury live stream membership.
Wow.
And has a red super chat currently on the screen, Archie.
Those the memberships went to John Cole Beaver, Mike the Mistake, Van Lux, Bones 14, Sandro H, No One, Gary Hampson, NATO, Darth Nagus, John Lee, Matt Ports Live, Fat Windbag Ben, Stephen L, GD, Blondie Time, Roden 100, Lucas P, Pastor, Bafaris, and JBJB. Congratulations, guys, and thank you very much, Madman. Two gentlemen.
Very much so. I'm interested in what Anthony was finishing saying.
Oh, so best job I ever had that was non-sustainable is I used to be a director for Valet at an entertainment company in a very wealthy area in Michigan, where I literally one day on somebody's lawn rolled up a Bentley Azure next to a GTC, next to a Flying Spur, next to a GT, next to an Aston Martin Vantage. And I drove these things literally every week. I got so used to driving them. And I can tell you, absolute honesty, I preferred the Lexus LS 430 at the time than those cars.
That was a beautiful car. One of my friend's fathers used to have. He was a dentist, and he used to have that, and we would always take it out when he was away. And I mean, that car was just flawless, top to bottom, every single thing about it.
The feeling of the wood on the steering wheel, the butter softness of the leather. I know it sounds ridiculous, and nobody's going to believe me, but if you get to drive back to back, the Lexus feels like a better built car.
Wow. Arch, you got Ryan Joffrey.
We got a super chat here.
Oh, you lost a Pathfinder.
Here we go. We got a super chat. We got a super chat from Madman. Here we go. Madman, $50. Very sick lately, Arch. Been missing the streams and the chat heaps. Bit better this morning and really loving the panel. Don't want to disrupt. Just wanted to super chat for our Sirocco. Gone but never forgotten. Thank you, Madman. I want to talk to you. I want to share some misery with you after the show. If you're well enough, I'd like to phone you and just tell you about.
Oh, Madman's not doing well.
Good man, Madman.
I want to tell you about a personal fucking disaster because I love you, Madman. You are honestly one of the nicest guys I ever met. I want to share something with you, but
great guy. Respect us. Get well soon.
I've been backed into a corner here, and I gotta honestly say this to you, okay? I gotta say this honestly. With it, okay? I want to make this announcement, and you know, the fallout that comes from it is the fallout that comes from it. And I got to be totally honest with you. It's not easy. It's not easy. I came on the streams today, and I got to be totally honest with you. I don't know how to say this, right? Tan is a bit of a control freak at times, okay? And I've been going through some bad depression myself when I was Googling middle-aged suicide. Not that I'm contemplating suicide, but he actually got a number of people to ring me and told them about it, right? And I got to be totally honest with you. I'm not. I've just had some really fucking awful things happen to me lately. Okay, and I want to tell you honestly, he's a really cool guy. Tan cares for me.
Yes, very much so.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. My mental health has been shit. Okay. My son died. I'm fucking upset. My other son is a basket case, okay? He went to the mental hospital, and every step of the way, Tan has helped me. He said, Paul, I help you with your show. He knows the fucking pressure I've got. He's helped me. He's really helped me. And I got to be honest with you, Tan. Yeah, he likes to play his games, but he does care for me. He got, listen to this. He got Bear, Mr. Zoso, and Doc onto the case. He said, Paul, are you feeling okay? And I rang Bear and I had a bit of a cry. I said, Bear, I just can't handle it anymore. Okay? And I said to Bear, fucking everything has gone wrong. And I got to tell you this, Tan does care for me, right? But what's happened today is ER's come on the stream and she's got so angry at me because wrenches were deleted. I don't know who deleted the wrench. Let me say this. Lux's wrench was deleted. Bear's wrench was deleted. As soon as I found out, I just put it back on. I don't know who deleted these things.
Well, did you let ER know that somebody's been pulling wrenches like
who had
at
the key?
random?
I tell you who had the key.
Like.
I tell you who had the keys. The keys, Tan, Curly, Lux, and me. And Tommy. There you go. That's the 5. Okay? So one of those did that. Now, Curly, before he left me, he deleted all the Mookie clips. They're all gone. He banned about 50 fucking donors, okay, in the list of banned people. 50 fucking donors, okay? Now, do I know who took ER's rent? I have no fucking idea, right? And I got ER furious at me. Who did this? I don't fucking know. I was Googling suicide yesterday. How the fuck do I know who took your fucking wrench? And I got to tell you this now. If there's going to be a contest, do I stay with Tan or do I go with ER? I'd have to stay with Tan because he's backed me when I needed help. ER told me go with Tan at Christmas. She said, go with Tan. I can't back you. And that's what I did. So now I'm the biggest cunt in the world because her wrench is gone. I don't know who fucking deleted the wrench. If this wrench is gone, I'll give it back. No problems.
It's an easy fix, right?
But I can't have ultimatums thrown at me and then they ask for their money back. Well, I don't fucking have the money at the moment to give back. Okay? I am fucking skint. My credit cards are fucking maxed. Okay? I'm maxed. I have fucking nothing. I have nothing at the moment. Okay? I have fucking nothing. So, I mean, in all honesty, people, they just push these stupid... I mean, fuck. Here, you told me to go with Tan. What the fuck am I supposed to do now? The wrench is gone. I'll give it back. Tan is fucking he's cool. He's good. That's no problem. He says, but I can't be pushed into corners. And if I am pushed, I'd have to go with Tan because he's fucking helped me so many times. And he does care about me. Fuck.
And way more than just financial, because so many people are quick to say, like, it's just a financial thing. But he's always been there for you anytime I've seen you in distress or, you know, some major shitstorm that is your fault, isn't your fault. Like, he always seems to have had your back.
Well,
as has ER as well. From where I've seen, but I bet it's taxing.
I'm just trying to say, you know, I fucking had going through a bad patch, and Tan also knows I've been looking up IT jobs that I can go for. You know, they pay 50 to 70,000 Aussie. They haven't gone up one fucking bit since I left the industry, Hoff.
Well, a lot of the jobs are actually going less and less now. They're cutting them because so many people are desperate for jobs. Like in music, for example, all the majors have laid off so many people. They've laid off hundreds over this past summer, right? Like I'm talking 600, 800, another one 1,200. And what they're doing is the jobs they're replacing are 20 to 30% less because they know there's so many people out of work. So they're really taking advantage of it. And I'm sure it's even crazier because of all the offshore.
Created their own kind of little mini market there.
It's a disaster. And I got to tell you this. She throws the fucking gauntlet. Let me tell you this. I appreciate.
But Arch, isn't she going through a lot too? So maybe it's just
she doesn't mind dropping hundreds of dollars on fucking Mookie's channel and fucking JJ's channel. The cunt's used me, right? I tell you this now. I stand with Tan. End of story. And I can't. You want the money back? How the fuck do I give it back when I don't fucking have it?
Well, she keeps saying in the chat that you and Lux took her wrench because you she super chatted Timmy.
I mean, she's free. She can super chat to whoever the fuck you want. Go knock yourself out. Give them the Maserati for all I care. But I stand with Tan. End of story. No, don't fucking give me ultimatums. I had enough. Fucking had enough. What the fuck am I supposed to do?
Arch, I think you got bigger things to stress right now.
I mean, seriously. I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do sometimes.
Sometimes just stand pat.
I love her. She's a good girl.
I know you do.
Nothing. She
loves you too.
I'm not well. I did. No. I'm not. I didn't know who took the fucking wrench. Bear lost his wrench. Lux lost his wrench. You think Lux lost his wrench every fucking show?
I lost my wrench too at one point. And what happened? I mentioned it to someone and it was back in 10 seconds. I lost my keys, because sometimes there's weeks when I can't come on. I end up losing my keys. But then I contact someone and it comes back.
Yeah. It might be a glitch. It might be somebody going rogue for fun, pulling wrenches to get a reaction. Who knows? Who gives a shit? Just give them the wrench back and move on.
I mean, it's fucking.
If you look at the weight of this issue, it's like, giving somebody a wrench back is pretty lightweight. It's a pretty easy thing to just undo and make right.
And I gotta be honest. What the fuck can I do? What the fuck can I do?
Just give her wrench back and say, here's your wrench back. I don't know who did it. There you go. Right?
I tell you honestly, it's simple, okay?
I think it gets simpler than that.
I fucking had enough of this shit, It's simple. I'm taking her wrench away and just fuck off, okay? I'll take your wrench away and fuck off. Don't come back. Go and fucking give 100,000 to the other cunts. As far as I'm concerned, go and give 100,000 to them. I stayed with Tan. Goodbye. Your wrench is gone now. Fuck off. You didn't ring Suckerhorn. I fucking asked you to ring Suckerhorn. You wouldn't ring him. You're carrying on like you're fucking someone. Well, fuck off then. Leave me fucking alone. Go and give 100,000 to JJ and fucking Mookie and watch Nick. I don't fucking care anymore. You can't fucking make fun of Tan, attack Tan, and think that I'm not gonna fucking be in the corner. What the fuck am I supposed to do? You fucking push. Go and give $1 million to those fuckwits then. Okay, go. That's it. What the fuck can what am I supposed to do? Tan's stood by me for fucking months. What am I supposed to do? Yeah, well, fuck you, ER. Last time I see money, well, you're fucking banned. Okay, go fuck off. Fuck off. You know that? Just go fuck off. You're fucking nothing but cause trouble on my fucking stream. Fucking selfish. You're banned. Get the fuck out of here. Go and give 100,000 to JJ. Go and do that, hey? I had a fucking enough. What the fuck am I supposed to do? You know, eating these carbs actually calms you down, by the way, guys. It makes you fat as a fucking pig. Carbs are really good. We're back
That's
to
just
normal.
a straight loaf of bread?
No, this is sourdough.
Yeah, but I mean, there's nothing in it. You're just eating raw bread?
Yeah, of course.
No, it's fine. Like you eat a bagel with no cream cheese, no nothing, just straight bagel.
Okay, let's get back to Watch Talk now, okay?
Well, you got some super chats to dig at it first.
Okay. We got a super chat here. We got some super chats. Thank you so much there. We have got Ryan Hoffery, $2. Rest in peace to my WD-21 Nissan Pathfinder. Legend gone. What happened to his WD Nissan Pathfinder? Don't know what happened there.
Well, keep an eye in the chat if Ryan gives us some context.
20 memberships, and Thomas read those out. Thank you so much, Thomas. We got Mobster, $5. Arch, hang in there. You were never out of the fight. We need you as much as you need us. Never give up. Slow down. Take it one day at a time.
Well said, Mobster.
And we got our legend, our in-house legend right here.
Thomas Burnett, Archie has some money to take Alex his weekly pizza or take him to Vietnamese shop. It's a Tuesday in Australia. I'm going to take him tonight. Spend some time with your family and enjoy life. Family first. Forget about channel politics for a bit.
Oh, and apologies to Sam Davidson.
Sam Davidson,
Love
£2. Love the pontiff.
Love the pontiff.
Love the pontiff.
Archie, I
Blame the clip.
I made it to the Chinese food restaurant.
Oh,
wasn't it Nelson Oliveira that
just 1 minute there.
Come on, mate, I'm not like the shroom! The shroom! I'm not like the shroom! Answer me call, man. Come on. I'm a big fan, man. Come on. Answer the call, Arch. Love the pontiff! Love the pontiff!
And we got our old friend SR Bell.
SR Bell, $2. AC, would you suck off Tim Knight for 20 million? I would at the moment. Actually, I'd suck him off. I'll tell you what, I'd suck him off for 20,000 US.
Good old SR Bell.
Whoa, wait. Whoa. Run that back again. I think that's a
20,000 at the moment. I'm fucking short of money. Okay, we've got another super chat here. Have you caught up there? Let's have a talk.
And I did get a text message though. Oh, sorry.
$2. Let's have the truth, big boy. Where do you stand? Okay, well,
you read that one early.
I didn't really want to burn this, but I gotta stand with Tan. That's it. That's all I can do.
Totally understandable. And I just got a message from our friend Carly, who just wanted to clarify he never had the keys or never had the account to take keys, the master account. So
what was that? Sorry.
Carly said he never had the super wrench to take away keys or anything.
he had access to the channels.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Didn't stop him deleting every fucking Mookie clip he gave me.
I wanted to just say thank you for the donation, Archie. My mother and I had a wonderful Chinese dinner before the show tonight.
Oh, look at her. Hold on, let me hold that, Mikey. I'll full screen it for you.
Oh,
we had a wonderful time, and I wanted to thank you very much for that, Arch.
And she looks so happy.
Yes. No, I'm very much enjoying the time that I'm able to spend with my mom, because these are the last moments. She's got cancer, and she's not going to be with us very much longer.
Oh, Mike. Spend as much time as you can with her.
Well, that's what was so noble. Mikey would not have that Chinese dinner until his mom felt well enough to go on it. That's why it's so great to see.
Yeah, it took me a week and a half. That's kind of how it goes with just.
She looked so happy. That smile she had on her face is not one you can fake.
Jay Anthony, I want to ask you something. Do you think in heaven they have Bentleys or Rolls Royces?
They have Lexuses. Or they have Lexuses.
Or maybe some Maseratis or Alfa Romeos without any maintenance issues.
Actually, I'm hoping for a Porsche GT1, a Carrera. Carrera
I love a Porsche GT2.
Happy.
I got to tell you, Jay Anthony, I've driven quite a few Rolls Royces. My Rolls Royces were known as Dunhill Blue and Dunhill Red because they both smoked. Okay, they were smoking. I got to tell you, okay, so you drove these things. Were they that amazing? What's your opinion of them?
So I literally drove these things like they were Camrys. I drove these weekly for years, and so I got very acclimated to them.
What job did you have again? What was the job? You had a valet business.
It wasn't my business. I ran a valet group at an entertainment company that was in a very, very, very wealthy part of the state and had very, very, very wealthy clientele. So I was in Phantom drop-head coupes and Azures and Continentals and Flying Spurs and GTCs and Aston Martins like all the freaking time. And I think I told you, I literally lined them up on somebody's lawn one time in their tennis court. We just lined up like the current Bentley range. It just like you get desensitized to it, right? I was super excited to drive them, and after a while, they just became another car to me. They didn't have anything special about them. So the Rolls Royce, again, beautiful car. The first thing you did back in 2008 when you put the key in, it was first generation iDrive. You had to take the key, put it in the slot, hit the starter button. You got the same starting chime of a BMW 3 Series in it, which immediately took away some of the illusion of it. It's a huge car. The size is beautiful. It had the fiber optic starlight in it. One I drove frequently. Awesome car. It really was. But the Bentleys to me were kind of dull. The Maserati Quattroporte was actually, I thought, was more fun. I actually really lusted after, at that point in time, the 750 Li's that were garbage reliability, but with the big Sepang wheels on them. Those had more, to me, presence than the Bentleys did. The Bentley was just kind of a blob to me. I'm more old school. I liked more of the boxy ones. I thought they were kind of rounded off.
It's how I feel about Mercedes. I loved back in the day, like the 190Es, the 300E, the 500Es that Porsche built with them. Like those, because they were so boxy. I don't know. They were so awesome to me. And as they started looking more and more like spaceships, I kind of fell out of love.
Well, the Volkswagen Phaeton was a cool thing.
£5. Thank you, big boy. And we've got Ron, the psychiatrist, $2. AC stands with tan, and AC sucks for bucks.
By the way, that Sam Davidson, was that the guy who did that legendary clip? The Love the Pontiff?
No.
Oh.
That's a guy in Australia. I had him on. He was talking to Mike. Yeah.
I remember when someone brought it up.
I play bass. I play this. Remember, Mike? Pianos.
Yeah, he almost played as many instruments as Snakey. I think Mike got him with the harp, though.
Oh, maybe so.
Archie, I'm going to take your rhetorical question, though, from earlier. Can I answer your rhetorical question?
Yes.
So you said something that resonated with me, and you can ignore this because this is free, unsolicited advice. But you said, should I keep the watches? This is a job for me. And what could I do otherwise? I quit YouTube because I had the luxury that it felt like a job to me and I didn't need it, and it was taking away too much of my time. But you reach a point, at least for me, where you spend so much time talking about watches, you get desensitized to them. And what I end up doing is I befriended a local dealer. I know you know a bunch. I just went and picked the stuff that I was excited to see, and he let me pick whatever I wanted. I reviewed it, and then I went home. But that got my content. And you talked about the president. I don't know if I've told you this. This is the second one I've owned. I sold the first one to buy my first house. And I went 10 years without it. And buying it back after my whole life journey is more satisfying than buying the first one.
Oh, I can believe that.
And if I was you, and unsolicited advice, I'd get rid of any watch. I mean, to me, peace of mind to sleep at night, man, is priceless. And if you could sell 1 or 2 watches and sleep better at night, I think you're going to do yourself a lot of favor. I don't know how you're on here every day with what you got going on in your head, but I think the peace of mind is more
twice
than
a day.
Hello.
Yeah.
It's insane. It really is insane. And I don't understand why, with the stress he's under, he doesn't go to one at least, if you're going to go every day. I mean, every time I look at the morning show, it barely makes $5, and he stresses himself out.
That's
But maybe
really
it's cathartic.
That's a really good point, Anthony. I mean, you know, you have what you sell it, and you want it more and more. You want it back again, and that satisfaction of getting it back again is more rewarding than having it in the first place.
Well, I had a Ducati that I bought in 2012, brand new. Loved it. Hit some sand in the road and high-sided and was injured badly and totaled the bike. And then last year or so, I found the exact same model and year and make of bike, everything, because it was their top-of-the-line Ducati. It was their Hypermotard 1100 Evo SP, which had a lot of different stuff like Öhlins shocks and Marzocchi forks and forged wheels instead of cast wheels. And a lot of everything was different. But I found another identical one, and I snapped it up. And I have to agree, getting it the second time was sweeter.
And probably a lot cheaper.
Yeah, yes, sir. But man, I got it. The second time around, the one I got only had 10,000 miles on it, so it was basically that picked up where I left off.
And lasted the air cooled, right?
Yep.
Hey guys, I just want to say to ER, look, ER just rang me. Look, no hard feelings. She's a lovely lady. Apologies. I didn't mean anything nasty towards her, right? I love my tan, however. I got to stay with tan. Without tan, I don't have a business. And tan also cares for me incredibly. I've seen what he's done. I was Googling silly things, which I'm just going for. We got Narc. What's Narc going to throw in this conversation?
Anthony,
value, Narc. Come on, Narc. I'm in a fucking low at the moment. Kick my head in, Narc. Kick me.
Well, you're the one who's adding them, Mark. So,
Jay Anthony, how you going, buddy?
You know what
I like to apologize. You know what this reminds me of? You know, you meet a nice, attractive woman. You think she's great. Woman of your dreams. You're going to marry her. Then you go and meet the family. Then you meet the uncle and the father. I go, what the fuck am I getting myself into? Right? Archie, keep this off the fucking stream. You got Jay Anthony here. You got to scare the fucker. He's A grade. He's saying, what the fuck have I got myself into? Is that what you're saying, Anthony? Please. Hoff, you're looking good. Anthony, that's what you're thinking, aren't you?
Honestly, I'm thinking I want to talk to Archie offline. My heart goes out to the guy, and this is not the place you want to be having this breakup.
That's right.
Archie, please, keep this offline. I love the drama. You got Hoff here, you got Anthony, you got Thomas Burnett. Did you sell those books with Archie's signature?
No, of course I didn't. Gave them away.
Archie, please, keep this offline. I can't believe I'm the voice of reason. Okay, I can't believe I'm the voice of reason.
That's what it's come down to.
Anthony,
wait, did you read that last one, Arch? Hold on, Narky. We just got to catch up with. Did you catch that Liberty one?
Liberty spot $5. My mother beat cancer with turkey tail mushrooms.
I'll look into it.
All right. Please, Archie, please.
I think
I love drama, but we've got Jay Anthony here. I look forward to every other day you come on. Seriously.
Thanks, man.
8 great panelists here. And I don't want you to fuck this up like you always do, Arch.
Yeah.
Keep this stuff offline, you stupid fuck. Sorry, I had to say that, Anthony. Please. It's embarrassing here. Bye. Looking good, Huff. Bye.
Thank you, Narky. Wait, there's no punchline?
That's it. I got to tell you, that's an interesting comment there. So it actually, the second one was better than the first one for you, Jay Anthony.
I've done this twice. So I'm on the Z3 Miami Roadster you keep referring to is the second E36 I've had. I sold it, regretted selling that. I had the 4-door sedan. I sold it for 14 years. I missed that car every day after I sold it, and it killed me. And I waited that long to buy another one, and I have the Roadster. It is so much more satisfying, and you build up this legend in your head. So if I were you, and I know, again, you do whatever's best for you, I would sell anything you can get rid of. I would sleep well at night and know the next time you get it, you're going to be in a better place and so much more grateful that you pulled it off. It'll become your survivor story. Every time you look at it, it'll be like, damn, I pulled this off. I got ahead of this shit.
Yep.
So I've just got a little question for you about buyer's remorse. And
yes,
I bought a watch for my niece 20 years ago to give to her for her birthday, and 21st birthday, and it's by some totally unknown crapper brand called Lockman.
Yeah.
And it's
hold on, let me get your full screen there.
It's just a watch with diamonds on it, a diamond bezel.
Wait, is that Lockman with the C? L-O-C-M-A-N?
L-O-C-M-A-N, yeah, Lockman.
Wait,
Italian
that used to be
brand.
a good brand back in the day. I remember
20 years
lusting
ago.
for one of those.
They're quite
Yes.
popular. They're quite popular. This has got diamond bezel, and
how much was it?
one of that. It was £1,400 20 years ago.
Wow.
And I bought it to try and get my niece into watches, and but she's not into watches at all. She doesn't even wear an iWatch, and I don't think she's gonna like it at all. What would he do? Would he still give it to her, or would he sell it? I'd get hardly
How many
any
years
money.
ago are they?
20 years ago. She's 20. She's 20 this month. She's going to be 21 next year, and
To anyone
I'd literally get about £200 for it if I sold it.
I'd give it to her then.
Yeah.
Would you still give it to her, even though she doesn't wear a watch? Even though she didn't wear a watch,
And tell her the story.
Yeah.
you think it's still worth giving to her? Just
Why
sort
wouldn't
of
it?
like.
I mean, do you not want to? Do you want your 200 back?
No, I don't want the money. I was just thinking.
Yeah.
She
No, I
probably
think if there's any shot of her getting into watches, I think this is the best, offering you could.
It's her business. You give it to her. She does whatever she wants with it. Okay.
Yeah. Give it to her with the story, though. You know, it might make it special enough that she
How
makes
much
a
did you
point of
pay?
wearing it.
Go for it.
Say again, Nudge.
How much did you pay for it 20 years ago?
£1,400.
Fuck! They've come down, Hoff. What's gone wrong, Hoff?
I haven't heard it. I actually completely forgot about this brand. So in the US, especially in like hip hop circles, post techno marine, this was like the brand that was the, let's say, more affordable Swiss watch that you could get studded out with diamonds that really punched above its price point.
Yeah.
I literally forgot all about Lockman. They're Italian, right?
Yeah, they're Italian, yeah. They're sort of fashiony band, weren't they?
Hey,
So
I don't know
you-
whether we can get Jin back on. Jin comes when he feels like it, SR Bell. I don't want to have anything rude to any Chinese people.
So
But,
you'd go for it and give it to her, would you?
Oh, look! Considering how much you've lost, man, I would fucking just give it to her.
Even though she doesn't wear a watch. Even though she didn't wear a watch.
Yeah, but she might wear a watch if you give it to her. Say to her, "I bought this watch
Yeah.
20 years ago."
Give it to her with the story.
And don't tell her that it's only worth £200 now.
No, don't even talk. Don't talk values. Just
Yeah,
give
don't
it to her
talk
with
money.
the story, and then she might make a point of wearing it because of your gesture to her about it, and you might turn her into a watch appreciator. You know, if you give it to her,
I hope so, because I'm going to leave all my watches to them.
Well, I mean, if you just throw it at her and go, "Here's a watch," she'll just go, "Okay, thanks," and then she'll throw it in her jewelry box and she'll put her iWatch on, right? But if you go to her and you say, 21 years ago when you were born, I bought this for you to give to you on your 21st, and I know you're not into watches, you probably won't wear this much, but I want you to have this, and it's really special, and it's not a cheap watch, it's special. Here. And she might, in her head, at that point from going on, she might say, you know what, once a week, I'm going to wear this watch because my uncle
Is it
gave me
quartz
this
or
watch.
mechanical? What is it exactly?
It's mechanical, yeah.
Yeah, and then she might find that she likes the weight and she likes the, you know, and then you might, it's probably the best way to turn her into a watch appreciator if she's not, you know. I don't know, but that'd be what I would do. You know.
Hey Arch, I gotta actually run, but just want to say thank you for having me on.
Pleasure having you on there.
And if you want to chat later on,
what's your dream Audi? I want a W16 Bentley. That's my dream Audi.
My dream Audi would be them making the RS6 in a sedan right now, but that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. So I'll go with an RSQ8.
You know what I would do? I want a mint, new old stock, never used Audi Fox from the 70s.
Oh, I have a friend who literally had that as his station car, as you call it.
With the pressed steel wheel covers too.
Didn't it have something in the transmit? There was something funny about that car, if I'm not mistaken.
Was it Quattro?
That's the Audi 100 you're talking about.
No, but the Volkswagen Fox.
The Audi Fox.
It was
the
an
Quattros
Audi?
are the best. The Quattros from the 1980s and 90s are the best.
The Quattros were like they became an A5.
Yeah, it was Volkswagen Fox here, Arch.
Oh.
Yeah.
You never had an Audi Fox?
Not in the States.
Fuck, okay. Fuck, I stand humiliated. Sorry, Huff.
Oh, that's the only reason I mentioned Quattro, because you said like something weird about the trannies, and Foxes are, you know, they're pretty standard.
I like the 924. That was a
All right, fellas. I bid you adieu. Have a great night.
See you, Huff.
All right. Take care.
Bye, Huff. Good
All
to
right.
see you, man.
Likewise.
Take care off.
Later.
Archie, my father had a 924.
Yes, I like the Martini version. Remember they had the Martini version?
Uh-huh.
That
Yeah.
color combination looked very cool. I
44 turbo, huh? You're a 924 guy. Good for you.
Who? What, Archie?
Yeah, everybody says the 944 over the 924. You're a rare exception to that rule.
Oh, they were great cars in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the problem is, I think people criticize them because they weren't a 911, but I got a lot of the 924 was sort of their lower end Porsche. You know what I mean? There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot going for it.
Their engines said Audi across the valve cover. I mean, they were obviously, you know, collaborating with Audi during that period. But they had a little four banger that wasn't very powerful. My father's 924 could barely get out of its own way, but they're pretty little cars, and the 944 definitely was a big, fat, serious upgrade in looks and performance and just about everything. But the 924, you know, it's a pretty car in its own right, for sure.
I got to tell you, the funny thing is I never really liked the 914. That was the mid-engine. They were very... Mike had one. Mike had one. You had one, Mike.
You would have liked mine.
But yeah, they were an acquired taste. They were their first mid-engine Porsche. But I got to say, getting back onto super watches there.
Take a look at that.
Is that a wing on the back of it? It's hard to see.
That's a GT wing. I ran in GT2. The car weighed 1,700 pounds, 325 horsepower to the rear wheels, 13-inch wide Goodyear slicks. It held track records at Sears Point, Laguna Seca, and Thunder Hill, and it was one of the most fastest developed 914s in the world, actually. 914.6. It had a 3.2 Carrera engine punched out to 3.5, 14.9 to 1 compression, 50 millimeter PMOs. It was a monster. It was an absolute monster of a car. Yeah. BBS wheels with 3 sets of spares. For a first sports car, it was like diving in deep end first. I'm glad I was a good custodian for it and I didn't wrap it into a wall. And tires were just, when I ran out of the tire spares I had, and I had started to buy a set of tires per weekend to run it. And a set of tires was a couple grand, it just got too expensive to run and own. And so I sold it to somebody who promised not to part it out.
Naki Poo, how he just wait for his microphone to warm up.
I'm a bit behind, and I just saw your rant where you told Leo to fuck off. You had a tantrum, and then you took a bite of your bread. Anthony, that was hilarious. He's raging while eating at the same time. And
amazing. Multi-talented.
I got to tell you something, Jay Anthony. What did you find with these people who own these cars? Were they happier than the rest of us, mere mortals, or they had the same sort of shit problems in their life?
That is a great question that I think you already know the answer to, my friend.
Yeah, I find I've met many super rich people who they seem extremely self-picky, very picky over minute details, and their expectations are sort of at askew, I think.
So I will tell you an absolute truth. I know people worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and I know people that are very working class, and I know those working class people are happier than those people worth hundreds of millions of dollars because they have no interest in keeping up. They know they can't keep up, and they gave up, and they just have fun and enjoy their lives. The really wealthy people I know are freaking miserable, and all they do is brag about where their kids go to college, how much their house costs, where their lake house is, and what car they're buying next. They're freaking insecure, miserable people.
Yeah.
And the sooner you get off that train, the better you are. Buy good stuff. I'm not saying don't, but buy it because you like it, not because you're going to impress anybody. Because anybody that's going to be insecure and one up you the second they see what you're wearing, nobody cares.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the faster you get rich, the better, right?
And knowing you can afford it, not buying it too, is also pretty fun. And you're not playing the game anymore.
Yeah.
No, they were miserable people. They were condescending pricks or just really insecure.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't trade places with any of them. They were banging their nannies and doing other stuff that they don't know that I know. Anyway.
And with these cars, how did you drive them far or just parking them? How far did you drive these cars?
I don't want to give away too much because people might know who I really am, but we used to do a lot of events at airports on runways. And so I got to understand what they did and what they didn't do. I'll leave it there.
Okay. Favorite Bentley?
Me?
Yes.
Of the ones I've driven, the Bentley is there because that was the most old school proper Bentley. That had like the teak decking over it. So when you put the top down, there was like a teak deck over where like the top went down. That was like driving a yacht. That was a boat. And I got one stuck in some mud one time. That was fun.
You got one stuck in a what?
In mud. The owner doesn't know this. I parked it on their tennis court and it had been raining and I couldn't get it off the tennis court. So I was literally spinning mud trying to get it off the tennis court. These are first world problems. So I had to wipe it up before I brought it back to them.
You hosed it off.
I hosed it off.
How did you fix up the tennis court?
With my feet and picking up pieces of sod. This is an unknown story. Yeah, I monkeyed around with it for a bit. This person lived on an estate where they had literally abstract pieces of art worth more than any house I've ever had. And that was, so they were fine. Their groundskeepers probably took care of it for me, but I tried. It was like a divot.
Yes. And why would you park it on a tennis court? Didn't they have concrete you could park it on?
Because they had I don't want to give away too much. I'm gonna get my ass in trouble. But this person was connected politically. The house was Frank Lloyd Wright designed. It was a massive complex.
I love Frank Lloyd Wright.
I do too. You would have liked this house. This house was beautiful.
Stuff is garbage. I mean, stuff is garbage. It doesn't last. It falls to bits.
Not good for heating and air conditioning is what I've been told. Yeah, too much glass. Yeah. But they had the front courtier area. They had a bunch of tents set up for like a venue. So they made us park in the tennis courts. And I got this Bentley Azure stuck in the mud. So
Republicans or Democrats?
They were part of, I got to be careful here. They were Democrat. That's all I can say. And this is this is 2008. This is 2008. Yeah. And
tell me this, with Bentley, they really go into the unique personalized color options. Did you see any unique color options you loved in Bentley?
I saw a really I wouldn't say that I love, but what is it called? What was that like light green color? It was very popular in the 90s. I can't think of what it's called. It's not turquoise. It's going to drive me nuts. It was not minty green, but it was a bizarre green. And with like a navy blue interior, it was cool. And they had like the tan stitching. It was very bespoke. And they had the Breitling for Bentley clock in the center. Right.
I was just going to say, what do you think to the Bentley being matched up with Breitling for a watch? What do you think for a car watch matchup?
I think it's pretty spot on. The people that I know that drove, and again, not saying these are all this way, but I think of Bentley as a very Miami car. It's a very showy car, and having the Breitling to me is like that or Hublot would have been the best brands to put in that dashboard.
Yeah.
No offense.
And tell me this: you also drove supercars like Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and that there, or
driving a stick shift was an edge back then because nobody else could drive stick.
What do people like that think of BMW?
Nice.
That's just a normal car, or what do they think of it?
So where I lived, there was a very large Jewish population. So a lot of them refused to drive BMW and Mercedes. They bought more Lexus because of the war. So that was a weird demographic we had going. But I saw a bunch of V12 Mercedes. There was a lot of the S600s in that era, the bi-turbos. Those things were awesome.
Yeah.
I remember a lot of M6s, M3s.
And the funny thing is, what do these sort of people think of like Camrys, for example? I never asked them, but I was the help, right, Archie? So I was happy to get my $20 tip for parking the car. Oh, you got tips. Okay. I made pretty good money back then being a valet. You wouldn't believe it. Yeah. Did you ever see that Mercedes valet ad? No. What was the ad? I would never give my car to a valet. I was good, but I wouldn't trust my car to a valet. And what do you do if you've got a valet park? Sometimes you have no choice. I park down the block and I walk. I would never valet park my car. There's exceptions. I'm just saying. I only drive manual transmissions. I'm not giving them my car. Sorry? Yeah, smart they wouldn't know how to park it anyhow, would they? All three of our cars are stick shifts, and I don't want a clutch job on me. So, and I don't want them dropping the clutch and doing donuts in the garage. Or have a look. I'm gonna run this. I'm not really supposed to run this. Let's add a bit of humor to the stream if you don't mind. Can I bring this humor? Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so I don't want to get in trouble. This is a Mercedes advertisement they did a number of years ago. I love this advertisement. Okay, watch this. Can you hear that? I hear it, yeah. Now, did you see that there? It said, "Dear petrol heads, of course we know this car actually has a parking brake with a foot pedal, but it looks so damn good like this in the film." So here's what a car guy notices. The inside of the car and the outside are not the same car.
Look at the guy's headrest and look at the outside of the car. That is not that generation C-Class.
What do you? Okay, here we go.
It has a ventilated headrest.
During the final minutes of your guided meditation,
These stunts have been performed by professional drivers. We strongly recommend not to do them. Thank you.
Sorry, guys. These times might be over soon. Thanks to the new S-Class with future-ready technology.
This parking function will be available for use on public roads as soon as regulations and infrastructure allow.
No, that's sci-fi. That's not real. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, anything, just bring back memories, Jay Anthony?
Two things stand out to me. Thank you for that. One is I remember the C4 Corvette with the ZR1 engine had a power key that when you valet park the car, you could put it into low power mode so the valets couldn't have over, I forget, like 200 horsepower, whatever it was, versus the floor 400 because they knew this happened. And
I remember that.
You remember the BMW E39 M5 commercial they did with Madonna and Clive Owen? Did you ever see that?
Yes, yes.
I think about that too, driving that way with a backward spin, the 180s.
Yes.
But yes. I remember a kid frying a clutch in a Boxster S at one of these gigs that fortunately didn't work for me. But he said he could drive and he'd never driven a stick before and fried the clutch. He dumped the clutch and burned up all the smoke in front of the owner. It was awful.
Oh, so who had to pay for that?
The company did with our insurance policy.
He'd never driven a stick before.
He played PS3 and been playing, racing games, and he lied because he got excited. He wanted to drive the car, and he literally got in it and burned the clutch up in front of the owner. He left the parking brake on, had the handbrake up, and just dropped the clutch and just fried the clutch.
Oh shit!
So
we got a super chat from Patel Philippe, $5. Would you take a car that has a Ferrari V12, a Lambo V12, or a BMW V12?
I'd take any one of those three.
I think the Lamborghini would probably be I got a friend who has a Diablo, and it's an amazing engine. Modern Lamborghinis move towards Audi. They use a lot of Audi stuff. Ferrari V12, they've moved away from V12s. With the hybrids in that now. The BMW V12, that's the V12 that's in the Rolls Royce.
So I'm going to,
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
You're right. It's gone. And I'm going to piss off Patel. But so the Lamborghini V12, I'm with you. The Diablo SV with a manual transmission all day long. But my emotional choice is an E31 850 CSI with the 6-speed manual to be contrarian, even though it's the slowest and least sounding good one. But it's the same engine from the McLaren F1. Actually, yes. BMW V12 and the McLaren F1. That's my answer. That's the best answer.
There you go.
Yes.
That's my cheat code.
Those BMW V12s were very expensive too.
There were 2 6-cylinders bolted together with 2 ECUs. Everything was duplicated. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I know Lamborghini V12s sure do have nice exhaust systems. Basically, they all sound just as sweet as sweetness gets.
Yes. Ferrari 50 sounds pretty good too.
Yeah.
We're going to super chat. Patel Philippe, $5. How far are we from being able to get a Roadrunner muscle car for peanuts. When will the boomers give up? What do you
Well,
think,
I'm never buying a
Jan?
new car again. I'm closer to getting a Roadrunner than any other car. I'm only buying cars that appreciate from this point on. So that means vintage, collectible.
So the good news is this market actually is softening a lot. The old like brass era cars, the Auburns, the Duesenbergs have come down. These are coming down. And the one car that I still like in this that nobody else likes
What did you call the Duesenbergs? The brass? What sort of say that again? The brass what?
You had like the brass there, and then you like the cars from the 30s. So like the Duesenbergs, the Auburns, the Cords, the SSK Mercedes. A lot of the people that like those cars are dead now, which sucks. But those cars, I think, are going to become slightly more obtainable. These cars, I think in the next 10, 15 years, these are going to become somewhat cheaper. The one that I want is actually still affordable, though, which is the 1970 Mark Donahue Javelin that nobody else knows what it is or wants.
Ah, the Javelin. I always wanted an AMX.
Yeah.
Little shorty version of a Javelin.
454 SS Chevelle. There's a lot of good cars. The Roadrunners, I don't quite get those.
Yeah, Roadrunner. My first car was a Coronet 440 66. But the GTX was almost the identical car, just with the size or styling was just ever so slightly different. There are a whole bunch of Mopars that were good looking cars back then. The Super Bs were Coronets as well, but anything RT, the Charger, Challenger.
I used to watch your Hazard. Yeah, I like the RTs.
Yeah, just any of them, man. and anything with a Hemi in it.
As a GM guy, I'd say GTO Judge.
$5. Yeah,
Same
I had
money.
a 68 GTO.
Mercy E-Gear versus Hurricane Evo rear wheel drive. Give it to me raw.
Hurricane all day long, Patel. The Mercy, that's the wrong transmission. That's the crap transmission. Unless it's gated manual, it's broken. You picked the right car. You're welcome. Much better transmission than that E-Gear. Automated manual junk.
Yeah.
Oh, the single clutch.
That
the
was
single
popular.
clutch
BMW even used that too. You know that?
SMG is, I'm going to offend people. I'm going to shut up.
No, you're right. SMG was fucking trouble, really.
Oh, they're terrible.
Well, I had a car with a dual clutch transmission. I think the dual clutch transmissions they have down pretty good, but I remember I hearing the same thing.
Don't buy a Ford DCT, the older ones.
Well, no, I just remember hearing the same thing about the single clutch transmission in the Lambos. They were trouble.
We got a super chat here from Patek Philippe, $5. $5. Panel's thoughts on Pateks with crown guards. Show us a 5107p. I'll get it up. 5107p. That's similar to the one I had, except it's black dial. And it is actually very, 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 very sexy watch. Platinum, Calatrava. Actually, that is my watch there. You see that? That is how you like. That is my watch. That is mine. That's my photo. But this here is the platinum with the black dial. What do you think, guys? Give us your thoughts.
I'd much rather go without crown guards all day long. I think it looks more classy, more traditional dress watch without crown guards.
Okay, fair point.
I'm not feeling it. It's kind of fat to me.
Ooh, okay. And Mikey, what do you think, Mikey?
Honestly, I'd say if you're gonna do crown guards, this is the way to do them. I kind of like them. I like the way there's smooth transition up to the edge of the crown, so they're not a real abrupt transition into crown guard, and I just it's real smooth. I like it.
I got to tell you,
I think
this is perfection. This is beautiful. This was when Patek used to reserve black dials for platinum only. They didn't use black dials for white gold. It was only for platinum. And this was an era. The crown guards, yeah, Patek was trying to make they've always pushed the envelope, the avant-garde envelope. My world time, of course, has the crown guards as well. It's a carryover from this design cue. I like it because I remember when it came out, it just reminds me of the era. And I thought, oh, yeah. I get your point. I understand what you mean. It looks a bit out of place on a dress watch, but Patek occasionally pushes. I don't hate it because of crown guards. It's a interesting thing that they did there. Thomas, I wanted to ask you something. Thomas Burnett.
Yeah.
With your watches yourselves there, see, to me, I think your Explorer 2, for many people, that's a super achievement to have. And, you know, I know myself, I actually, when I went down to one watch at one stage, the last watch I got rid of was my Explorer 2. I loved it. I preferred it to a sub-date. It was just such a quintessential. I love that steel fixed bezel.
Absolutely.
And it was a watch for yourself. It's a purist watch. It's a watch you don't buy to show off. You buy it because, hey, it's just a cool Rolex. And
absolutely, it flies under the radar. It's the only tool watch left in the catalog. Sorry. And like you say, it's war resistant to 100, 200 meters. It can do everything a Submariner can. I don't feel that I've got a Kermit and I never wear it. I never wear it. It just stays in its box. And I rarely pull it out. Occasionally when I pull it out, it's nice to look at on my wrist, but I much prefer the Explorer 2, to be honest with you. I'm more into the different coloured dials. I'm sick of black dial watches, to be honest with you. Black dial sports watches. I've got a Z Blue Milgauss. I love that. I love the white dial of the Polar Explorer. I recently bought palm fronds, the green dials with the leaves on it, and just
how many
a
Rolexes
36
do you
mil
have
one.
there? How many Rolexes, Thomas, do you have?
4. I've got the Kermit, I've got the Zeppelin Milgauss, I've got the Polar Explorer, and I've got the Palm Front Stages 36.
Holy shit, you got a Z Blue? That's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's my favorite. That's probably my favorite, the Zeppelin Milgauss. I love it.
Yes, I had that stolen actually, Thomas, and I must say that's a fucking watch that they've gone up a bit since I lost mine. Was taken from me, and it's we got another super chat from Tanzil, $10. Thomas, name a brand that reminds you of this complication. A chronograph.
Oh, I'd say Breitling reminds me of chronograph, to be honest with you. Rolex.
Travel time?
Rolex, yeah. Patek Philippe reminds me of the travel time. The Aquanaut reminds me of the Aquanaut travel time I think of. Perpetual calendar. I would say Patek again.
Tourbillon?
Tourbillon. Breguet, it's got to be, hasn't it?
They invented
and the world time, I would say, has to be Patek again.
Tell me this. Oh, we got another super chat there. Patek Philippe, $5. Differentiate the Explorer and Explorer 2 owner.
Oh, I'd say the Explorer owner is somebody who's after really under the radar watch. It's after one and done watch. And a watch that they can wear anywhere, do anything with. There can be a dressy watch, a sporty watch, and can be just do anything with, be formal, be all and entry level as well if they want it to be, but also just classical. The Explorer 2, I don't know. I think it's for me. Although the Explorer is a purist's watch, I'm finding that the Explorer 2 for me is more of a purist watch. I think I don't know whether that's your influence, Archie. But for me, the Explorer 2 is a bit more quirky, a bit more left of center, a bit more under the radar than the Explorer, which is classic.
Here we got Nick Miller, $2.80. Please review the Porsche Active Ride Suspension. What is that, J. Anthony? Active Ride Suspension.
It's supposed to eliminate like ride motion and basically keep you stable, if I recall. To me, it's just one more thing to break and remove you from the way the car feels.
What model has that?
I know very high level. Let's take a look. I just know very high level what it is, and I wasn't interested, so I didn't do my homework. I apologize. I know roughly what it is.
Porsche is that only in the GT3s, GT3 RSs, the active ride suspension?
Let's take a look.
GT2 RSs.
Is it kind of like GM's magnetic shocks, where they're able to like electronically adjust the stiffness or ride quality depending on different situations? You know, all in one shock, basically.
I mean, the way I recall it.
Okay. Sorry, just go ahead. The way
the technology that, and again, I have not done a lot of research on this, but this technology goes back to Bosch in the 1990s. They did a similar system with the Lexus LS 400 at the time. And the goal is to completely eliminate body motions, where the car basically is flat as it goes over bumps. So you can basically drive these things over like parking bumps, and the car will stay completely flat. You don't dive, you don't bob, you don't roll.
Yeah, it's like active suspension in racing.
Like on a Rolls Royce, to me, it makes all the sense in the world because you want to be isolated. On a sports car, to me, it's like I want to feel that I'm actually in motion, not in a simulator. To me, it's one more thing to go wrong that I don't want. But I'm old in my mindset. I'm sure it's amazing technology.
We got a super chat here. Patek Philippe, $10. Thomas, you spelunking in Western Virginia. What's spelunking?
Spelunking.
Spelunking in Western Explorer 2. How long will it take him to tell you his watch is made for spelunking without telling you why?
I've no idea what you're talking about, but Thomas, you're spelunking in Western Virginia without your luxury, and he is on to Explorer 2. How long will it take him to tell you his watch is made for
exploration of caves?
Exploration of caves. Right.
Reference.
Yeah, that's what it was made for, the Explorer 2, wasn't it? It's made for the 1655. It was made for cave exploration.
I really hate caves. I hate underground. It really scares the fuck.
The GMT hand wasn't meant for two time zones. It was meant to tell night and day. It was meant to tell. It was meant to tell night and day. So It wasn't a twin time. It wasn't a twin time zone teller. It was just meant to tell night and day. So
it was a cave zone. I mean, the twin cave zone.
Yeah. But I was going to ask you, Anthony, what do you prefer, GT3 RS or GT2 RS?
It depends on the generation. So quite honestly, I know I'm an old soul, so I don't really like the new Porsches. I would take a 997 GT2 because it's rear wheel drive with the turbo engine. To me, it's scary with a manual transmission, which is what I want in a car. The modern equivalent, GT3 RS all day long, because you can still get a manual. I mean, the GT2 with the Vistock package, I know someone nearby that has one. It looks really cool, but PDK only ruins it for me. I just, honestly, any car with two pedals, I don't have any interest in. So,
yeah.
How about you? I know I'm weird.
Has to have
GT2, the GT2s are just the fastest, though, aren't they?
They're the wild ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a super chat here.
I have a little yen for that style of Porsche.
I got to tell you, I wish they still made manuals. In my day, you could buy most BMWs with manuals. And what's wrong with a manual transmission? Was amazing. It's very sad that they've gotten rid of it. Yankee Doodle $2 is a 5127J. An old man's watch, J. Anthony. Are these? So the J would be yellow gold. Is it an old man's watch? I think a Patek is such a beautiful thing for any man to have.
So I really can't say this without becoming a hypocrite because I have a 5196G. This watch doesn't do much for me. I didn't realize there was a black dial, though. The black dial to me makes it pop more. I love the open case back on these, though. If I recall, you can see the rotor.
One was black dial.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay. I love that these have an open case back, and you can see the rotor. That, to me, is the best part of this watch. I prefer the proportions of the 5196 with the sub-seconds because, to me, that's classic Calatrava.
Yeah.
You know what the automatic version of the 5196 is, don't you, J. Anthony?
I think you're going to school me, Arch.
That's the 5296. I actually owned one of these, 5296. It's 1 mil bigger.
The sector dial. Sorry, yeah, I'm with you. I'm not thinking.
They did them as sector and non-sector. You could do them. These were actually. This is my photo. Look at this. That's a 5127, 5196, which was stolen. The both of those two were stolen, and that's a 5296 on the end there. No crown guards. That's non-sector dial.
So I have to ask you a question since that is your photo. I look at the 5296 and I think it's so much prettier than the 5196. What do you like the best?
Which one's that? Sorry, the 51 or
sorry, what is it? The one on the far left. I've already forgotten my model. The 5196 I have. Take that one out of the equation. To me, the 5296 on the far right to me is far more elegant than. Forgive me, I forgot the model on the far left.
Yeah, no. Look. It's the case profile. You'd actually have to really look. The case profile of the 5296 is very similar to a 5196.
It's slim. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very. Look, they're both beautiful. Look. I had them before. Unfortunately, I had some stolen from me, but I think they are a beautiful watch. We've got Patek Philippe, $5. J. Anthony. Take J. Anthony shopping on the Calatrava collection and choose his best in class. Let's go and have a look at Patek itself there. And I'm going to tell you.
Which one was your favorite of the three? What was your favorite of those three?
I'd have to say, really, 5196, I think, is most beautiful with the center seconds, even though it's a flawed watch. That was so beautiful. I honestly, look at this here. This is a 6119, which is kind of their new interpretation of it. It's beautiful. So this is the Calatrava. Which is your favorite Calatravas here out of this collection of watches here? Which ones would you go for?
So I've actually been lusting after a 6119 because I really like the open case back with the full-size movement. I know that was the big critique against the 5196. People said the 2115 PS was too small for the case. I don't know that I agree with that. There's a lot of watches that have big spacers in them. Even the Speedmaster has a spacer in it. But I like the 6119 because it reminds me of a 5196 dial, but it has the hobnail from the 5119 and it has the see-through case back. So to me, it's the best of both.
The 6119.
I love that. And I would do it in the platinum or the white gold with a dark dial so people didn't know what it was.
Oh, okay. So they do it with the white gold with the black dial. That's that there. Okay.
I like the stealth. I like the stealth.
Yeah, I think they're both beautiful. The rose gold is beautiful as well.
That was beautiful too. The one you're on right now. Yeah.
Yeah, they're beautiful. They're beautiful. Unfortunately, they don't have a lot of Calatravas. Oh, I suppose they got a few. They're updating. Look, they have to stay with what people want to buy. You know, this is the thing. They got to stay with what people want to buy there. Guys,
the 5260 is kind of cool.
Guys, it's been a great show today. I got to tell you, look, I hope everything's okay, guys. It's really tough to run these streams, and sometimes, you know, egos and times and things happen. Look, I try my best to run the streams as best I can with the resources we have, and it's not always easy, but one thing for sure is that all the people who super chat really help me survive, and that's a big factor. Guys, I want to thank everybody today who has super chatted. Let's go through the list. We had Rich Mitch, Patek Philippe, Patek Philippe, Patek Philippe, Patek Philippe, Patek Philippe, Patek Philippe, Bear Clooney watches, John C, P. Clan, Duco, Patek Philippe, Archie Chesterfield IV, Little Dave, Patek Philippe, Patek Philippe, Patek Philippe, Jean-Claude Beaver, Logan Hall, Patek Philippe, Patek Philippe, Patek Philippe, David N, Patek Philippe, Ron the Actuary, Little Dave, Madman, Ryan Hoffery, Madman Mobster, Ronald the Psychiatrist, Sam Davidson, Thomas Burnett, SR Bell 67, Sam Davidson, Ron the Psychiatrist, Liberty Spot, SR Bell 67, Patek Philippe, Patek Philippe, Patek Philippe, Patek Philippe, Patek Philippe, Patek Philippe, Nick Miller, Patek Philippe, Yankee Doodle, Patek Philippe, and Bear Clooney. Give me another 25 minutes. Okay, we will do that, Bear Clooney. I got to tell you, 25 minutes is no problems at all there. He wants me to finish on the hour.
Also, I just should say that
Doc joins us. How are you, Doc?
I'm good. How is it, gentlemen? I wanted to say that not only do the super chats help, but the members help. And
yes, sir.
At some point, you should read off the higher level members and thank them.
Yes,
maybe
sir.
And the 20 new members that Madman gifted. Absolutely.
Yeah, Madman is a legend.
Yeah, absolutely.
And don't forget to upvote, everybody.
Now, I got to tell you, what is the situation, Jay Anthony? Tell me this. You've lived a great life. You've had many great things. I got to say, I'm a little bit envious. You have two fuck-ass watches. 36mm day-date. Diamond dial or sticks?
It's a mother of pearl.
Oh, mother of pearl with Romans. Beautiful, beautiful.
He doesn't look like a diamond dial guy to me.
I'm a little too shy for that, yeah.
Now tell me this. It's an 18238?
18238.
And how long ago did you buy that?
6 months ago.
Oh, recent.
And how do you find having the 5196 and the day date? How do you decide what to wear?
Right now it's easy because the 5196 is at Patek getting serviced. But quite honestly, I'm usually wearing my Yachtmaster or my Speedmaster or my Explorer 2 or something else. The problem with the Date 8 is it makes the Patek feel insufficient, because when I think about what I paid for that versus this feels like I got more value for my money.
What year is it?
It's a 94, but it's still, so this one was almost NOS, like new old stock. It still has the green sticker on the back of it.
I see. Box papers?
Yeah, so I bought it because it was the condition.
It makes it a rancher special. It still has the sticker.
I'm OCD, so it was a selling point to me. And I like that and the MOP dials are rare. I like having the non-common one, although I do like the champagne.
Did you consider a double 18238? You know, they had the slightly. What? I suppose that came up as a good deal, and the condition was outstanding.
So I could have had a normal dial 11. Version of this watch. So I paid more for this one for condition and for the dial, because the dial is rarer. Yes. The one thing about the slightly newer one, and this is a me thing, I don't like how polished they are. So this one has the brushed lugs on it versus the polished lugs, and to me this is slightly stealthier, and I like that. And I was insecure about wearing my first one. I felt like I was a little pimpy wearing this, so I like something slightly stealthier. This is not a stealth watch, don't get me wrong, but I feel slightly more comfortable that it's an old Roman numeral watch versus all shiny, Breitling-esque.
Yes. Yes. Tell me this. You love. I love the two. You got the white gold. Your 5196 is white gold. Yeah. You got this in the yellow gold. That's enough, really, isn't it? Precious metal watches. That's enough.
So I think I told you, a couple of weeks ago, I actually sold off like 5 watches recently. My numbers were getting pretty high, and I never wore any of them. It just sat in the safe deposit box, and it's just like, what's the point of having this stuff if you're never going to use it? So I felt guilty with all this stuff. Yeah.
Cars or watches, what gives you more fun? We've got a super chat. Ocean's white shirt, $2. You're the OG of e-begging. You taught my dad well. Thank you, Ocean's white shirt. What do you think, cars or watches, if you've got a choice for what makes you more happy? Because let's be honest, for the price of a 5196, you can get a decent secondhand sports car or a fun car. For the price of those two, the 5196 and the 18238, you add those two together, you can get some pretty decent machinery.
So quite honestly, I'm more of a car guy. I think you and I both been accused of this. And the only reason I have more watches now is I have nowhere to park more cars. And I've been stockpiling a little bit because the M Roadster may turn into a Carrera S or something else. I haven't decided yet, but it might get an upgrade. I'd rather have the cash towards the car.
Yes. Yes. How do you find these older BMWs? Like once they get 20 years old, do you find that a problem or?
Perfect.
The old cars you can fix yourself. You don't need some stupid $10,000 computer to scan them and have them have inner mental health going on. This car, I put on the lift, I work on it myself. It's super easy. I can take it apart and put it back together. And I have a good local mechanic that I trust that has way too much money and just likes cars. And he'll help me out for very little.
I tell you, I like the E46 for its far less electronics compared to the newer BMW M models. It's just like night and day.
I do love your E46 as well. The 330 ZHP and the M3 rod bearings and Vanos problems aside, to me the E46 is an awesome car. And if I was a glutton for punishment, A90 M3 with the V8 I think is also pretty cool.
Just the new ones are too tech heavy.
I don't want to drive a simulation to work. I want the real thing.
The E90
Actually, it's funny you say that.
M3 that revved to like 10,000 RPM.
I had a fan on the channel. I made a video saying I've never driven a Ferrari. He said, I got a Ferrari. I'll take you for a drive. He had an F8 Tributo. Very nice car.
And
I didn't drive it. I was a passenger, but it felt like I was in a video game. Does that make sense? I thought it was amazing. It was fantastic. But it also just felt a bit surreal.
Artificial.
You know what I mean? It's sort of yeah, artificial. That's the word. Plastic, artificial. Oh, Bear has just sent me. Do you mind if I show your Instagram page, Jay Anthony?
Oh crap! I guess. Sure.
Yeah, Jay Anthony's got a really nice Instagram page here, and I by the way, if you're on Instagram, just have a look. Look at this here. This is actually quite interesting. I like the Z3 wheel there. I recognize that. Oh, nice. That's the date. Fuck, that's beautiful. Beautiful watch.
Thank you.
Oh, it's mother of pearl. It is too. I didn't
It's a mother
even.
of pearl. It's hard to photograph. It's really hard to photograph.
What size is your wrist? Is yours a 7-inch wrist?
7.5. Yeah.
And that's a 36.
And that's your 5196.
It doesn't look small.
That's right before I sent it to service. Yeah.
That's gorgeous.
It looks just right.
I love the Bronco. I love your Bronco.
Thank you.
What's the paint job like on it?
That's shit. Every time I get pollen on it, it turns it orange.
Oh, nice watches here. Look at that. Explorer 2, Yachtmaster, and a Datejust. Look at that nice set there.
Those were my daily wears for a while, yeah.
Oh, nice reverso. Fuck, look at that. That's a beautiful reverso.
That's the most complicated one they made before the tourbillon. That is like 400 pieces in that movement. It's a GMT.
I had the reverso Grand Date.
I love those.
Yeah, beautiful. Let's have a look here. What else have we? Oh, I like your Breitlings. Look at that's a nice spread. See, that Breitling in the middle there, that just pops with these other watches, doesn't it? I love you've got the
Panerai Black Seal.
Yeah.
Is there a Black Seal, Anthony? Is there a Black Seal Radiomir?
Yeah, that's a PAM 287 Radiomir. Yeah. This is weird seeing this on this wave. This is bizarre. Yeah.
O'Sheen's white shirt, $2. If you lose 5 or 6 stone, I would fit you, big boy. Thank you, O'Sheen's shirt.
That's nice.
Beautiful. That's a nice spread. Jay Anthony, that's a really, I'm telling you, I like to have photos like this. It just makes you think, fuck, that collection just really pops there. The Omega stands out. The nice 2 Rolex, Omega Breitling Pam. Very, very nice spread. You can't complain about that. That's for sure. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look. By the way, did you know the SS United States, they're going to scrap?
Yeah, it's you know about your stuff. Yeah, that breaks my heart. That ashtray up there is from the France too. That was the ship that I tried to save before it.
Yeah, what I don't know why they well, it's so expensive to do that ship up, you know, to restore that vessel.
I've seen it in person. It's gutted. That's why it's too far gone. There's no interior in it at all, other than the engine room.
Yeah. Okay, you've been on it, have you?
Yeah, it's in Philadelphia. It's sad, but literally the entire interior has been gutted. There's nothing left in it other than the engines, because they took all the asbestos out of it.
Why did they gut it? Well, the rooms are too small for modern use, aren't they?
Yeah, they did it like 20 some odd years ago. It's been a while, but they auctioned off all the fittings. A lot of people have them in private collections, and they did it to get rid of asbestos so they could repurpose it, and then it sat. So it's a shell. I mean, it's really sad. That ship did over 40 knots. It's crazy fast.
Wow.
Yes, the engines are out, or the engines are in still.
The engines are in still. It has a similar power plant to a Essex class and Midway class aircraft carrier, if I remember. It's a steam turbine. Boilers.
You're right, 40 knots. That's amazing for a big vessel like that.
That's the public speed. Remorse has it to do 50 miles an hour.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it. If you go further down, you like see other watches.
I really do like those old vessels, you know. Oh, you like Duesenbergs, do you?
I like old cars. Yeah, it's a Duesenberg, and that's a Bugatti.
Duesenbergs are still $1 million car, but aren't they?
Oh, that was a Bugatti Royale next to it, which is like a $40 million car.
Woo.
Yeah, you You spotted that car in front of me is a Bugatti Royale that was for a royal family member. Yeah.
Bugatti Royale, they are very rare. There's not many of those.
No, I think you can count them on two hands.
Was that your
doozies are still
MBNF?
doozies?
That wasn't mine, but that's the machine. They call that one. That's my LGMT.
Oh,
There's
whose
your world.
time is this?
Yeah, that's a friend's watch.
I've got that in white gold.
I know. It's a beautiful watch, Archie. I know why you like it.
Would you? What do you think? Is it something? Should I just willy-nilly get rid of, or try and keep it? What do you think of it?
Given what you described earlier in this chat about what's currently bothering you, I'd get rid of anything you're willing to part with and sleep at night.
Yeah.
You told me last chat the Breguet was your favorite, right? Do you still feel that way?
You know what? I really feel the steel Rolex is more usable. I so love Thomas. That's what I Explorer and the Bluesy. You just use Rolex, and you know, I mean, it's just that's a beautiful photo. I love this.
That's
Cadillac Sleazy Hotel.
That's where
68
late
Coupe
60s. Yeah, late
that's where Martin Luther
60s.
King Jr. was killed. That's the balcony where MLK was shot. That's in Memphis.
It's a 68
That's
Coupe
the
DeVille.
balcony. Who was shot?
That's where
Martin
MLK
Luther
was
King
shot.
Jr.
He was a civil rights leader in the U.S. He was shot there.
Yes, I know who. He was shot there. Fuck.
Where that wreath is, that's where he was killed. Right there. That's in Memphis.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's really cool. They preserved the front of the building. It's all gutted behind it, but it is really cool what they did with it. It looks like the day he died.
Oh, wow.
Those poor cars are just dry rotting there. That's the sad part of it. So, wow, this is really weird to watch.
At least they didn't cremate the site.
Yeah.
Oh, you had a Shinola as well, did you? They're the friends.
I had about 5 of them. I've had automatics. Yeah, I've had quite a few of them. I never keep them long term. You can actually buy them pretty cheap from Nordstrom's rack in the U.S. I've had several for way off of their retail price. They're actually nice watches. They're just, you know, for the money, that's just not what I'd spend my money on. I mean, if you're going to spend $1,200, $1,400, $1,500 on one of these, why wouldn't you just buy an Oris or a Longines or something? But I do like them.
David, $3. Is it weird I enjoy my OP41 Black more than my Pepsi? No, that's
no.
It's funny when I had before my Rolexes were stolen. The Z Blue Milgauss was one of my favorites.
Yeah,
and I think I loved it because there was no date, no superfluous stuff. You just set the time and off you go. You know what I mean?
Wine and wear. Yeah.
It was such a beautiful watch. That's one I really. I'm not sure if the only criticism I would have is I would prefer it didn't have the green tinge glass. I'd like just the blue to be the blue.
Right.
I sometimes wonder, you know, the green tinge. I get it. I get what they're trying.
I like the green glass. Yeah, I like it.
That watch is finally being appreciated. There was a while people didn't really get it.
You have a super chat.
We got another super chat here. We've got a super chat from Nick Miller, $2.80. Pull up the new MLK Momentus. What is the
Monument, I believe.
Martin Luther King Monument.
Monument.
It's in Washington, D.C., I think.
Is he talking? Is this it here?
Martin, you had to put in MLK, Martin Luther King Monument. It's about MLK. There you go. I haven't seen this.
Wow.
Oh wow, that's pretty well done.
You know, Martin Luther King apparently had a gold Rolex.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was a Rolex fan.
Yeah. I think it was a Datejust, Doc. What do you think? Was it a Datejust?
It was either a date just or a president, but I think it was a date just.
Yeah. We'll just
It says the new one, the brown one, the new one.
So there we go. That's
Oh,
it. It was
right.
a date just. There you go. Date just. Gold date just.
You don't see the solid gold date just very often.
No, more popular in the plastic ones, but because interestingly, I was talking to Mark Goldberg, and when he bought his two-tone date, he said he just went there. That was the size. That was fine. It didn't matter. It was 34 mil. That was just, oh, okay, I'll take that. You know, people, they never even advertise the size. You look at the old Patek catalogs, they don't even mention the millimeters. It only became a problem for bigger watches when people started mentioning the size all the time. And that's why sometimes, like on the reversos, people don't understand a square or a rectangle doesn't translate into millimeters like a round watch. And people
That's how Rolls Royce used to be too, right? They used to say they had the power was adequate. They'd never tell you the horsepower rating. It was always just adequate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now the date solid gold date bracelet has the links are different, aren't they? Aren't they a little like more humpy, like more tall?
There's a difference between a president bracelet and, say, a Jubilee bracelet.
Okay, well,
I think is what you're saying.
Yeah. So on a solid gold date just, would it come with the presidential style bracelet, or would it come with the just, I guess, the standard Jubilee? I assume it would just come with the standard Jubilee. I've noticed two different solid gold bracelets from Rolex, mainly the ones that I've seen on the dates that seem to have the links are more tall, more thick, more meaty.
Yeah, there's actually three that I know. There's the Jubilee, the Oyster, and the President are all solid gold options. Like that's the solid gold Jubilee.
Oh yeah, I'm more of the Oyster. I was speaking, I guess, between the Jubilee and the presidential.
They wear very differently. I mean, they're both great.
I got to tell you.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jay Anthony, what's your view on Hodinkee? Are you a Hodinkee fan?
I think they're too stuffy for me personally. I'm not that polished. They're too commercial. I mean, I respect to them, but yeah, I'm not. When they have people like John Mayer and they're talking about his tiny collection of $50,000 plus watches, I'm just like, I don't get this and I don't care. Yes. What do you think?
Yeah, look, I've become a bit I loved Hodinkee in his early days. I think that was a great source.
Mm-hmm.
And power to him, he sold out for millions of dollars. I mean, I think
he did well.
He did very well. And he's a huge car guy. I don't know if you know this. He's got some amazing cars, classic Porsches. He's also got classic BMW. He's got a 3 CSL, the light. He's got some amazing stuff. And I mean, look, if you sell your company for $50 million, I suppose you would also have I'd have some very cool shit as well.
You have another super chat, this time from the Bear.
Okay, this is Bear. This is actually the article I pulled up. Bear Clooney watches $2. Bring up the article in WhatsApp. There.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Go. There we go. And beautiful watch. Martin Luther King had a champagne one. Apparently, it was champagne. This is 1601 date just. 18K, lovely watch to have there. Tell me this, Jay Anthony, how often do you wear your president? Is that a daily? What's the scope on that?
Honestly, I wear it daily. I wear it to work all the time because the thing I've noticed, I think we think people notice watches more than they really do. At work, nobody I know likes watches. And so they probably just think I'm wearing a Michael Kors and they don't bother me. And the only people that know what it actually is actually like watches. So I don't really worry about it. But I wouldn't wear it in New York City as an example, but at work I feel fine. Nobody notices it.
It's funny. I've been in workplaces where nobody is into watches. It's surreal.
In other words, most workplaces.
Yes.
You work at some places and they've got like a Tag Heuer, and they think that's a coolest.
Oh, yes.
You know, it's sort of.
Yeah, they're a gateway, weren't they, Tag Heuer? But you did a video, didn't you, J. Anthony, a while back?
I got a lot of hate for that video, and they've come around. Yeah.
I'm trying to find it.
If you want to get most to work, wear a Louis Vuitton backpack.
What was it? Why Tag Heuer watches are garbage?
Yeah, I got that's my most hated video. I got a lot of really angry people.
What video is that?
Oh, we don't need to watch it. I made a video about why Tag Heuer was hated.
Yeah, I've come full circle. I think Tag Heuer does some great stuff. I mean, the problem is this, J. Anthony. Rolex has become prohibitively expensive, and the bullshit, the way the brand carries on with these wait lists, and you can't get it. You've got to ridiculous, really.
I think Tag Heuer were a gateway brand for loads of people in the 80s and 90s. They were a gateway brand to the hobby. Their first watch was the big brands in the 80s and 90s were Tag Heuer and Rolex. And if you couldn't afford a Rolex, you bought a Tag Heuer. You actually aspired to a Tag Heuer. And,
I had a big Curium for a while. I agree with you. I remember.
They might throw Panerai in there too.
Yeah, Amiga, a little bit too, Amiga.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah.
In the 60s, Omega was a bigger deal than Rolex.
Yeah, in the 50s and 60s, Omega was bigger than Rolex. I agree, Doc. Yeah.
And here we go. We got a super chat from Bear Clooney, $2. Tag Heuer is only cool for bears.
No, it's only for cool bears. Come on.
Oh, Tag Heuer is only for cool bears. Thank you. Guys, I'm going to wrap the show up. It's been a good show. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much. And
love the Pontiff.
Love the Pontiff. We'll be back tomorrow. See you later, guys. Thank you.
And don't forget to thumb up. Don't forget to hit the like.
Our thoughts are with Sirocco. May he
absolutely
be in the big
and
boat in the sky with his beautiful watches, enjoying this program. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.